anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. This just in. Cowboys cornerback Trayvon Diggs and left tackle Tyler Guyton cleared to play in tomorrow's NFL season opener against the Eagles. The question will be how much they play. Diggs is returning from left knee surgery, Guyton from a broken bone in his knee. Cowboys owner Jerry Jones continuing to stand by his decision to trade star Micah Parsons to the Packers. He did so once again during today's appearance on Good Morning America. Said he'd take this type of deal every time. ESPN NFL front office insider Mike Tannenbaum, on the other hand, would not.
It's a massive mistake. If Jerry Jones wanted to trade Micah Parsons, which I would not have, I like 26-year-old pass rushers who are on Hall of Fame trajectories. But if you're going to trade him, Matt, I would have traded him back in March when more teams would have had more cap space and more draft choices to trade.
Packers coach Matt LaFleur said he's certainly hopeful his new linebacker, Micah Parsons, will play Sunday versus Detroit. He has been dealing with that back injury. Baseball, the Red Sox put rookie sensation Roman Anthony on the injured list due to oblique tightness. Boston is in the thick of the AL East as well as the AL wildcard race.
Hey, it's Michelle Smallman, and coming up Thursday with the season about to kick off, I'll tell you which 2024 playoff teams are destined to miss the playoffs this year. It's Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from downtown Baton Rouge.
Let's ride!
And off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. It's AFR, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. I'm Matt.
This is Shaq O'Neal, and I hate Matt.
Paul O'Neal.
Chanting Paul O'Neal's name.
Musso. And Mr. Toby Tom Blake. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. We are going to head out to Phoenix, Arizona on our way to Tacoma. Darren Urban next hour covering the Cards. Russ Mitchell in hour number 3. Oh, by the way, it's off day. I forgot. Oh, yeah.
It's okay, Scone. We only do it twice a day every week.
Well, Hughes, I'll have you know.
It's hump day.
I'm not the ones with the button.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
You're sitting there with a whole bunch of buttons right in front of your face.
Hump day.
Push the button, Muse.
It's hump day.
Darren Urban next hour.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Maybe Muse can remember his Twitter handle before then.
Hump day.
I got it to you.
You had me spend the whole break searching the wrong Twitter handle.
It was the whole break.
I mean, it's pretty much. It's all during SportsCenter.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Cardinals chatter.
Hump day.
Red Robin chatter.
Never said that.
It's hump day.
Hummingbird chatter.
Nope.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Blue Jay chatter.
Nope.
Hump day.
That could be a real one.
Hawkeye chatter.
It's hump day.
Extinct dodo chatter.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Cards chatter. Cards chatter is Darren Urban. We got Russ Mitchell in hour 3.
It's hump day.
Hey. Talk some booze with Taylor Calandro later this hour.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
We got a plumb ton to do, and glad you're hanging out with us here
Hump day.
on this hump day.
It's hump day.
Presented by Goodwood.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
So go to Goodwood
Hump day.
and let's hump.
It's hump day.
What are you laughing at, Muse? Nothing to laugh at there.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
I thought it was a good
Good what?
good little plug there for Goodwood. That's all. I just thought it was good.
Hump day.
Why'd you think that?
Clever.
It's hump day.
I mean, I don't get why it was clever. What do you mean?
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
I wasn't expecting it. Thought it was clever. It's like, that works.
I mean, it was clever. I was just plugging the...
It's kind of like a play on words.
What was the play on word?
Hump day.
I'm going to be honest. I don't even remember what you said at this point anymore now. You said, oh, let's go to Goodwood and hump. Yeah, because it's sexual wellness. Hump day, all those things. It works.
I don't get it.
It's hump day.
You get it.
Mike,
your mind out of the gutter.
What day is it, Mike?
It's very disrespectful to our sponsor and our audience.
Hump day.
Very disrespectful.
It's hump day.
Were you going to say something? You were leaning into the mic.
Oh, no, sorry. I was waiting for this part.
Oh. Hump day bump.
I like that part.
Got me too. That's a good one.
Hump day.
All right, let's get cranking up here. We got a lot to do. Let us begin as we do every single day.
It's time to pop the top on another edition of AFR with Bud Light. Drink easy.
Tigers are turning their attention in earnest now to the Louisiana Tech Bulldogs. So we do have Sonny Cumbie on the show tomorrow, the head coach of the Louisiana Tech Bulldogs. A busy week. Texting with him earlier today. Very sincerely understanding the challenge they have in front of them, but he is going to take some time to be with us on Thursday's show. So we'll look forward to that chat with Coach Cumbie on Thursday's AFR. As LSU turns its attention to Louisiana Tech, there's one more thing I want to look back at from the Clemson game. And it was one of the things that I noticed watching the game on Saturday, and I asked Brian Kelly about on Tuesday, and it was the fact that Ashton Stamps didn't see the field defensively. Ashton Stamps did not take a defensive snap for LSU in the football game. And I asked Brian Kelly why. Here was his reply.
Guys that, obviously give us the best chance to win.
I want you to start with the whole thing.
We're going to play the guys that, obviously give us the best chance to win. And he's a really good player. There's no doubt. But, when you talk about the rotation right now, the rotation was what we played on Saturday. But Ashton's got to stay ready. He knows that. This is a long season. We have great confidence in him and his ability to go out there and play at a high level for us.
We're going to play the players that give us the best chance to win. Yo, that is a big-time statement. And I don't think he meant that in any way as a slight to Ashton Stamps. I think my read there is that is more of an illustration of what kind of depth you have on this team now. Let me explain, okay? Brian Kelly said, that was sort of the rotation. Well, on Saturday against Clemson, Mansour Delane started at one cornerback spot, and P.J. Woodland started at the other. In the game, there were 58 defensive snaps for LSU, 58 defensive snaps. Mansour Delane played 55 of them. P.J. Woodland played 43. And then one of the maybe more surprising ones is that true freshman DJ Pickett played 25. That was your rotation. Those are the three players that took snaps at cornerback. And I want to illustrate this because, remember, Ashton Stamps 2 years ago as a true freshman played in 11 games with 4 starts. Now, that was the 23 defense. That was atrocious. But he played in 11 games with 4 starts. Last year, Ashton Stamps started all 13 games at corner and led the SEC in pass breakups with 14. Not led LSU, led the conference in PBUs with 14. That guy didn't see the field on Saturday. And I don't think necessarily it's a slight to Ashton Stamps. I think it's more of an illustration of how you've upgraded that position. Mansour Delane today, by the way, was named the Bednarik National Defensive Player of the Week. The National Defensive Player of the Week. After earlier this week, he was named the SEC Defensive Player of the Week. That's the guy on one side. DJ Pickett is a 5-star true freshman number 1 corner in the country who played 25 defensive snaps. And in 25 defensive snaps, true freshman, playing his first game ever, 25 defensive snaps, DJ Pickett was targeted one time. Listen to me. Clemson, Garrett Riley, Cade Klubnik, all those all-conference receivers. They see a true freshman on the field playing his first game ever. They targeted him one time. Once. Because he's a 6'5" freak show that can turn, cover, and is in every receiver's back pocket the whole game. And so really, those two guys are going to be on the field. Then it comes down to Stamps Woodland, who's next. And P.J. Woodland got the nod. And quite honestly, it's something we probably should have seen coming. Back in spring football, this was March 27th. This is what Blake Baker said about P.J. Woodland in March.
PJ's done, and he's a defensive weapon. He's a guy, again, he's so smart, man. We put him at nickel, we put him at dime, hadn't put him at safety yet, but he could do it in a pinch, but he's been really, really good.
Smart guy. By the way, remember, P.J. Woodland was a 3-star that Corey Raymond recruited when he got here. I told you, trust Corey Raymond's judgment. Clearly, they did. Brian Kelly, at the beginning of fall camp, this was August the 5th, talked also about P.J. Woodland's versatility.
He's a very smart player. So we can move him around, right? We can move him inside, outside. The field is a lot different when you're an inside corner versus an outside corner. Your landmarks are so different. And not everybody can play that position. So he brings that. He also brings an extra 12 to 15 pounds from last year. I mean, he was too light at times. So it became an issue relative to, tackling. That's not a question. We don't want him to be in a position to be matched up against, 250-pound tight ends every time. But he's not going to be. And he can play the outside position as an SEC corner. So that's a pretty good trait to have.
That was in August. So Blake Baker told you we love Woodland's versatility in spring. Beginning of fall camp, Kelly's telling you we love Woodland's versatility. You go to the opening game, Woodland's starting, and then Brian Kelly afterwards says he's going to play the players that are going to help us win. On Wednesday, on the SEC Coaches Teleconference, Brian Kelly elaborated further on P.J. Woodland.
Well, he earned it. We liked the way he was consistent in his performance in camp, and that led him to the starting position. But it will be closely contested all year. Ashton Stamps didn't play a defensive snap, and he was a starter for us last year. So it's depth, it's competition. That competition, the big difference in this program, in that it drives consistency day in and day out, because if you don't have that consistency, you won't be a starter.
I'm here to tell you, Ashton Stamps not playing was less about Ashton Stamps and more about the increase in the talent level on this team. Because Stamps showed you a year ago he's capable of playing boundary corner and being really good in the SEC. But when you add Mansour Delane and DJ Pickett and then the versatility of P.J. Woodland, when you're looking at your best three guys, it's them. But now you're talking about a guy who has, during his career, played in 25 games, started 15 times, and 17. 4 as a freshman, 13 last year. So he's played in 25 games with 17 starts, and that guy's your 4. He's your 4th best corner. That's the difference with LSU's defense a year ago and now. It's not just that your top-end guys are better. Look at Jordan Gilbert. Jordan Gilbert's played a ton of football. He's played 50 games, almost 50 career games over his time at Texas A&M and LSU. And right now, he's a depth piece in your secondary. What a luxury that is to have. He more than held his own, by the way, in that first half while A.J. Halsey served his suspension. It's the biggest difference. You've got quality depth. You can take Patrick Payton and Jack Pyburn as your starters, and then you can rotate Gabe Relaford and Jamari Butler, and you don't even feel a dent. There's no drop-off with these guys. The 5 defensive tackles you rotated, there's no drop-off with those guys. That's the massive difference. And Ashton Stamps not playing a single snap defensively is less about Ashton Stamps and more about everything they added. Now, I'll also say this. I do think Ashton Stamps is going to have a big role on this team. In the same way that Saturday was disappointing for Chris Hilton is going to have huge moments for this team this year. There are going to be games where it's Chris Hilton's day. But Hilton is a guy who's a stretch the field over the top guy, and LSU just didn't take many shots. They took 3 shots where the ball traveled more than 20 yards in the air the entire game. One of them was to Berrien Brown. One was to Bauer Sharp. I forgot the other one off the top of my head. But the bottom line is it wasn't that day because of Clemson's pass rush, and the underneath short passing games with the receivers in space is what loosened everything up for LSU. There's going to be a game. It might be Saturday. That's Chris Hilton's day. It wasn't Saturday. This wasn't Ashton Stamps' day, but that day will come. And Stamps is going to play a lot on this team, and he's going to play a big role on this defense. But what a luxury it is when your 4th best corner is a guy who started 15 games and led the conference at PBUs a year ago. That's the difference in LSU's defense from a year ago to now, and why this team very well should be a playoff team. All right, it's After Further Review. We're glad you're with us. Our show Open Every Day is brought to you by Bud Light. Drink easy with the great taste of Bud Light, the official beer of AFR and the official beer of your Fighting Tigers of LSU. First home game. They will awaken the Valley this weekend. Make sure you're drinking delicious, ice-cold Bud Light, the refreshing taste of Bud Light on a hot tailgating day. What more could you possibly want? So stock up. Make sure you grab those white aluminum cans and the aluminum 16-ounce bottles with that officially licensed LSU logo. It's the white can this year as a hat tip and ode to LSU's white jerseys. Pick them up at great local retailers and drink easy with the great taste of Bud Light, the official beer of AFR, the official beer of the Tigers. All right, y'all. It's After Further Review. We're presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Let me knock out a quick break. The New Orleans Saints on the practice field today as they begin in earnest their preparation for Sunday's opener against the Arizona Cardinals. Kellen Moore will be meeting with reporters here shortly. We'll let you know anything that he has to say. The injury report is due out later today as well. When we come back, however, we have new odds for the first quarterback to be benched and Rookie of the Year in the NFL. How these two correlate in New Orleans, I'll explain next on AFR.
After Further Review.
Get Gordon and get it done. Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. If you've been injured in an accident, it's not your fault. Do what injured people in our state have done for 30 years. Get Gordon and get it done. Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. And, of course, over at Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys right now, they got the Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys Billboard Design Competition going on. It's super easy. Go to getgordon.com/billboards, getgordon.com/billboards, getgordon.com/billboards. If you want to get more info, learn all the rules, the regs, all that stuff, you can win up to $2,000 in prizes. They'll make a donation to a charity of your choice. And, of course, you'll have the opportunity to see your billboard all over town. So get creative. Start designing your billboard today with Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. It's getgordon.com, getgordon.com. If you've been injured in an accident, it's not your fault. You know what to do. Get Gordon and get it done.
We typically think of stress as being bad for us. At Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, we are researching how certain types of stress, such as exercise, can be good for our immune health. By studying people under extreme stress, such as athletes, astronauts, service members, and first responders, we're learning how to improve the immune health of everyone. That's the power of research. That's the impact of champions. Together, we roar.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief: our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
When it comes to industrial construction, River Parish Contractors can do it all. Mechanical, structural, custom fabrication, specialized welding, and turnaround services. Strategically located in between Baton Rouge and New Orleans, we have the local team with the experience and commitment to safety to manage the most complex industrial projects. Period. Here's the deal. Partnering with us means your project is delivered on time, on budget, and most important, safely. River Parish Contractors, let's get building.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is taking $22,500 off MSRP on the brand new 2025 Ram 1500 Laramie with $22,500 off MSRP with a complimentary 7-year powertrain warranty that comes with all new Bayou Automotive vehicles. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Hi, this is Beth Serena. Welcome to my pool.
first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here. We eat out here. We watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient, and you will have your pool in no time.
Mornings with Brian Haldane is the only live and local talk show in the capital city. Get the news from the newsmakers, along with traffic and weather updates throughout the morning. The conversation.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
I'm glad you're rolling along with us to Hump Day edition of AFR, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Taylor Calandro will be here in about 20 minutes or so, a little more than 20 minutes from right now. We'll do a little Bourbon Dictionary, so get your booze questions in. We're glad to have you hanging out. We will, just as a reminder, we will begin this week our sort of opposing media series where we have an opposing media guest on the show each week for both LSU and the Saints. So next hour, we'll talk to Darren Urban, who writes for the Cardinals website, has for a lot of years. He's on Twitter at Cards Chatter, if you want to give him a follow. So we'll get our first real look at Jonathan Gannon's squad as he and Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray's such an enigma, isn't he?
Murray, present.
Yeah, that's not bad. I like it. Yeah, we could do it this week, sure. Look at Muse, trying to be on his A game a little bit, making up for screwing up the open of the show today. That'd be Muse. Good job. Way to be on your.
I didn't script the open of the show, but it's fine.
Well, yeah, you're on your. We both sounded like Belichick right there.
Be better.
Screw up the open of the game, the open of the show. But I do think Kyler Murray really kind of is a bit of an enigma. He such an explosive start to his career with coaches now, Kingsbury. Yeah, I'm picturing like the guy who's in Washington now, Kingsbury, and it really feels like when he had the knee injury, everything just started to spiral. But yeah, a lot of people are looking at Arizona maybe as a bounce back team this year. Kyler Murray,
present.
Marvin Harrison Jr. They'll be a fascinating team to watch throughout this year. Oh, and tomorrow, the NFL season kicks off on Thursday, so Muse, Pauly, and I will give you our season-long NFL predictions. We do it every year. We give you our predictions. We hold ourselves accountable. We'll do our division winners, our Super Bowl, our AFC, NFC championship winners, and our Super Bowl winner. We do it at the beginning of the year. At the end of the season, we come back. We do it for every season. We come back and we'll make fun of ourselves by how wrong we are. I'll just spoil it. I'm going to pick the Bengals again. I'm going to keep picking the Bengals. I am. I'm going to keep picking the Bengals.
Yeah, stop doing it.
No, I'm going to keep picking them until they win it. It's like, Joe Burrow was the best quarterback in the NFL. He was the best player in the NFL last year. And that's not a homer take. He was the most efficient. He was the best player in the NFL. His team was not the best team, and that hurt him in the MVP voting. Eventually, I believe, the best quarterback in the league is going to break through and win the Super Bowl. It's a matter of when it all sort of comes together. I don't know that this is the season it's going to happen, but I'm going to keep picking it until it does. Because eventually, it's like Jimmy with all the golf picks. You pick 10 golfers, you get the one right, the odds are so good it's going to work out. Eventually, I'm going to nail this thing.
I think you should get the reverse psychology and pick them to miss the playoffs.
I'm just not that
guy.
And
see what happens.
I'm not that guy. I don't do all the reverse psychology, jinx. No, I'm just going to, eventually, Joe Burrow is going to win, I think, Super Bowls. Sean Salisbury said that on the show yesterday. And I think he'll be in the mix for the MVP, and I think that's who I'm going to pick. My bigger question is in the NFC, because I think it's harder to handicap for different reasons. The AFC is very top-heavy, at least perceived to be very top-heavy. Mm-hmm. You get the Ravens, the Bills, the Chiefs have been to 3 straight Super Bowls. Oh, by the way, then there's Joe Burrow and the Bengals. And let's not forget that the Steelers, who are perennially, in the mix. Now add Aaron Rodgers. Could that cause them to break back through and be a contender? What are the Chargers this year? Year 2 with Harbaugh? You could say that.
Yeah.
Peyton and the Broncos made the playoffs last year as well. I'm not saying they're contenders, but it could shake things up when you get into the postseason. Look at what happened last year with Washington. Look, I mean, Detroit had the best record in the NFL. Washington and a rookie quarterback went up to Detroit and just hammered Detroit in their building in the playoffs. Like, it can happen. I mean, there's landmines everywhere. So anyway, we'll do that tomorrow. I was pretty surprised today. I'm combing through some numbers, and we're always looking for content over at LouisianaSports.net. And we do have a sports betting section over at LouisianaSports.net. And I came across some numbers today for updated offensive and defensive Rookie of the Year odds. So we posted those. They're up right now. If you go to LouisianaSports.net in the Saints section, you can see them right there. And Tyler Shough, from when the odds were originally posted, has seen his odds gone from 75 to 1 right after the draft. Right now, he's all the way at 33 to 1. So you're talking about a pretty seismic jump for Tyler Shough. Ashton Genty is still the betting favorite, followed by Cam Ward, Amarian Hampton, Travis Hunter, Tet McMillan, Travion Henderson, Emeka Ibuka, Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, Tyler Warren, Colston Loveland, Matthew Golden, R.J. Harvey, Cam Scadaboo, and then at 33 to 1, Scadaboo, Jackson Dart, and Tyler Shough are all there at 33 to 1. So Tyler Shough has the same odds as Jackson Dart. Now, I know Dart's not going to start the season in New York, but I think the feeling from a lot of people on both of those guys is that ultimately they're going to win the job. Now, here's where I think this gets more interesting. I don't know how Shough could have odds that have gone from 75 to 1 to 33 to 1 when Spencer Rattler won the starting job. Oh, by the way, back on August the 21st, this was before the final preseason game, before they had named a starter. On August 21st, Kellen Moore said this.
Yeah, we're not going to get into a bunch of that. I think we're going to name a guy, and everyone's going to rally behind that guy. And that guy's the guy, and everyone's there to support him. And he's going to throw an interception at some point, and we're not going to have to look over his back. And he's the guy. And so everyone else has a really big-time opportunity to continue to develop. Again, this is a developmental opportunity for all these quarterbacks. They're all young. They're going to keep developing, and opportunities will present themselves for all these guys, and in some aspect down the line as well.
Okay, so there's Kellen Moore saying, guy's going to throw whoever we pick, going to throw an interception. He's not going to be looking over his shoulder. Sounds great in theory. They named Spencer Rattler the starter. 5 days later, August 26th, he says this.
That's the important thing, guys. We're not getting into this QB debate throughout this season. Spencer's our starting quarterback. Tyler's going to keep developing. Quarterbacks, you need a couple quarterbacks in seasons. These are long NFL seasons. And so, I think we do value that we have depth there, and we'll have to navigate the rest of it as we go. But, we're really excited about Spence. He's going to do an awesome job for us.
Oh, yeah, you are getting into this debate all year. Oh, yeah, you are getting into this debate all year. Yes, you are. Because you're going to stink. And you got the 40th overall pick on the bench. And when you stink, everybody, what's the old cliche? Hey, Muse, who's the most popular guy on the team? Muse, help me out.
The backup quarterback.
Oh, the backup quarterback. What do you think's going to happen? Let's say they go out on Sunday and lose by 2 scores to Arizona. Oh, by the way, then they got to go play the Niners, at Seattle, at Buffalo. How you think that's going to go? Let's say you look up, you're 0-4, you stink. What do you think the pressure cooker is going to feel like at that point? And I'm not saying that Tyler Shough would do any better. I'm not saying Rattler Shough, your win-loss record is going to be different. I think it's negligible. I think you're just looking at who's the future of your organization. But I mentioned that it was interesting that Shough has seen his odds of winning the Rookie of the Year go up from 75 to 1 to 33 to 1, whereas Spencer Rattler is the betting favorite to be the first quarterback benched. These odds came out earlier today as well. They're up at LouisianaSports.net. By the way, this was Russell Wilson last year was the betting favorite to be the first quarterback benched. But Spencer Rattler at plus 250 is the betting favorite to be the first quarterback benched. After Rattler, it's Joe Flacco, Daniel Jones, J.J. McCarthy, Russell Wilson with a new team, Justin Fields, Michael Penix, Tua, Caleb Williams, Geno Smith, and so on. But anyway, the point is, the people who build the beautiful, shiny buildings out in the desert have seen Tyler Shough's odds of winning Rookie of the Year become twice as short, I guess is what we'd say, right? Going from 75 to 1 to 33 to 1. And Spencer Rattler is the betting favorite overwhelmingly to be the first quarterback benched. It feels like an inevitability where this is headed. I'm not rooting against Spencer Rattler. I was one of the guys a year ago who really liked picking Spencer Rattler in round 5. Very gifted player, humbled, ready to work. I hope he's great. But we're all football fans, and we've seen these stories before. Eventually, where coaches are hired to be fired in a league where there just isn't a lot of long-term stability, even in an organization like New Orleans, you just fired Dennis Allen in year 3. There's an eventuality. Kellen Moore's going to have to win. They're going to be patient with him, but he's going to go ultimately with the guy he picked. It's just a matter of when. And I think the best spot on the schedule for that could very well be week 5 when New England comes in. If the Saints start 0-4, which I think there's a really good chance they do, I don't think New England's going to be very good this year. New England coming into the Dome could be the shot to give Spencer Rattler his first start. We'll see if it happens. Excuse me. New England coming into the Dome could be the opportunity to give Tyler Shough his first start. We'll see if it happens. All right, we're brought to you by Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry, lmfj.com. lmfj.com for Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. When you walk into Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry, they are all about creating the Lee Michaels experience. We say it all the time. And it doesn't matter what Lee Michaels you walk into, and they got 10 locations. And when Mr. Scott goes overseas and he goes on these diamond buying trips in India and the finest diamond mines in the world, because he has the buying power of buying for 10 stores, he's buying in such bulk and volume that they're able to pass along great prices to you. So you're going to get the great selection and the great price at Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. lmfj.com, lmfj.com for Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. All right, y'all, it is After Further Review. Our Hump Day shows are brought to you by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com. We'll go around the SEC. When we come back, Taylor Calandro here in about 15 minutes from right now for a little Bourbon Dictionary. We're headed out to Arizona to talk to Darren Urban in about 45 minutes. Russ Mitchell in hour number 3. We got so much to do, and glad you're with us here on Wednesday's AFR.
AFR.
I would highly encourage, if you haven't seen this, go to any of the social media for Duplessis Builders and check out this photo that they posted. We all know that Trey'Dez Green scored the game-winning touchdown on Saturday for the Tigers. Well, Trey'Dez Green is now also an NIL partner with our friends over at Duplessis Builders. And there's a great photo of Luke, who handles a lot of the marketing for Duplessis, with Trey'Dez Green. And Luke is standing on, I don't know, a box with a bunch of tiling and coping to give himself probably about a foot's worth of height there to be a smidge taller than 6'7" Trey'Dez Green. It's a great shot, but it's a great reminder as well that Duplessis Builders, not only are they going to build you a beautiful pool that lasts with a 10-year workmanship warranty, Derek's a great supporter of the Tigers as well. So support the company that supports the Tigers. It's duplessisbuilders.net, duplessisbuilders.net.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Today, we are shaping tomorrow.
We are researching how extreme stress impacts the immune system, from trauma victims to athletes and even astronauts.
Our work is leading the way in sepsis treatment, saving countless lives.
We're unlocking the mind with music in exciting new ways.
Our Lady of the Lake Health and LSU are improving the health of our state.
That's the impact of champions.
Imagine the impact we'll have on the future. Together, we roar.
These These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Huh. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
The heat around Kalen DeBose is cranking up. It has nothing to do with the flaming spear I threw in the ground on Monday. Here was Dan Orlovsky on ESPN talking about Kalen DeBose.
Alabama's problem is their controllables. You watch this defense run to the football and you're like, where is the effort to the ball, the angles to the ball, the tackling to the ball? It's not a talent issue. It's a controllables issue. And I think it is fair to say, can Kalen DeBose survive September? And I know they have, I think, Louisiana Monroe coming up, and then it's Wisconsin, and then it's Georgia.
Survive September feels a bit ridiculous. But then again, with Alabama, I don't think anything that they do, much of what they do is really rooted in sensibility or reason. One of their fans poisoned a tree because a guy put a jersey on a coach's statue. I get it. Every fan base has their lunatics. Every fan base has their outliers. There's plenty of wonderful Alabama fans. I know a lot of them. Very candidly, that's one of my favorite trips to make in the SEC. Every time I go to Tuscaloosa, I'm always treated very well there. I don't think that's going to be the case anymore. Gordy asked me yesterday if I was interested in making the trip this year to Tuscaloosa. I politely declined. Probably for my health and safety. Probably a good idea for me not to go near Tuscaloosa. But September is ULM, Wisconsin, Georgia. Look, they'll beat ULM this weekend, I think. And they should beat Wisconsin because Wisconsin stinks. Then they got to go to Georgia. And I don't know that I see much of a shot of Bama winning in Athens. That's a night game, by the way, on ABC in Athens. So if they start 2-2, they flip the calendar to October. They got Vanderbilt at home, then at Missouri. Those are both very winnable games. But then again, we just saw what Tommy Castellanos did. Diego Pavia in that style of offense gave Bama trouble a year ago. What's to say it wouldn't do the same thing this year? Then they're at Missouri. Then they're home against Tennessee, which Tennessee looked mighty impressive against Syracuse. I think I still want to see more from Joey Aguilar and what that really looks like, but it looked really good with him replacing Nico. It looked more efficient than it did a year ago. But then they got big trouble, man, because they go to South Carolina, and if you couldn't stop Tommy Castellanos, you're not going to stop Rex Specs from running the ball. Now, Rex Specs can't throw, but I don't care. He doesn't need to throw against that defense. It's like watching LSU's defense a year ago. And then they get LSU, which I understand LSU's had tons of problem beating Alabama over the years, even last year. But that was largely rooted in the fact that LSU couldn't stop a running quarterback. Ty Simpson against LSU's pass rush feels like a pretty good matchup for LSU. Then they've got Oklahoma, which I don't know if I'm a believer in Oklahoma, but that's a tough game. Eastern Illinois, then they're at Auburn, which that's always going to be a challenging game and a rivalry game. I don't know that I believe that Orlovsky is accurate in saying that DeBoer might not make it through September. That feels excessive. But you could see a world where if they lose to Georgia, Tennessee, South Carolina, LSU, you're talking about a 5-loss team with 3 to go. I'm not sure that happens, by the way. Like, I don't think the wheels fall off and this is like a 6-6 football team. I'm not suggesting that. I think sometimes we overreact to the first game. Similar to LSU losing to Florida. If you go back to 2023 and look at I remember this very well. The reaction to LSU losing to Florida State in 23, that was a lot of the feeling. People started looking at the schedule going, who are they going to beat? And freaking out. I'm like, look, they're going to have nice wins. They're going to have disappointing losses. It's the nature of a football season when you're an inconsistent team. And LSU went 9-3. I think this is probably a 4-loss Alabama team. I picked them 9-3 before the season. I didn't have them losing to Florida State. I had them 5-3 in the conference, and I'll stick to that. I still think they're going to go 5-3 in the conference, but now with a loss to Florida State, they're probably staring down 8-4. And the question is, does 8-4 get you fired? Andy Staples, who's now with On3, had a really interesting series of tweets earlier today, because I know I am in this mix as well. In my ridiculous video, I was dressed up like Chief Matt Ciola. I mentioned them scraping together $70 million for the buyout. Andy Staples said you need to understand the structure of a buyout is more important than the amount, meaning he points out Mark Stoops. Mark Stoops' buyout is half as much, but it's all due up front. The Kalen DeBoer buyout is paid out in equal monthly installments until December 31st of 2031. So it would be a hair under $1 million a month. So I'm not sitting here telling you that that's insignificant, but that is more manageable to spread out $1 million payments every month through 2031 than to pay $70 million up front. Like, that's a much bigger ask. So just something to consider as this season moves along, because I am a firm believer in hire fast, fire fast. And context matters. The situation you inherit matters. Like, Brian Kelly inherited a very bad situation. He needed time. He had a lot of early success, but he still needed time to build it. Kalen DeBoer inherited literally the greatest situation ever. Literally. From the greatest coach ever. And now he's lost 5 of his last 10 games. I mean, they are unraveling. So, it's like, do you reach out and catch a falling sword? I mean, that's the question Alabama's got to ask here. What do you do? Like, do you give him time to steady it, to get his sea legs, get his culture, all that stuff, and get it right? Or do you pull the plug because for fear of this going even deeper into the ground? That's a question that they're going to have to answer there internally. For whatever it's worth, Kalen DeBose on the SEC Coaches Teleconference was asked about this On3 report where it was about Tide boosters being concerned about the direction of the program. And he said, quote, "My message is that our team I think we have a good football team that can do big things this year. We got to prove it. We got to go do it." And he was asked about the boosters and their concerns. He said, "To this point, it's just been me being able to focus on football. I appreciate that." So he is he's downplaying the entirety of the situation around him. But all jokes aside, and me dancing around and everything, like, I think this is a very real conversation they're going to have in Tuscaloosa, because they have a standard. They're not going to watch this thing unravel. I mean, I'll tell you, when Ed Ogeron got the job in Baton Rouge, and they lost to Troy. It was Troy. Yeah, it was Troy. When they lost to Troy in 2017. Remember, they got waxed in Starkville and then lost to Troy. There were boosters at LSU already scraping together the buyout money. But then he made a very smart decision to put Danny Etling in, because he knew he just had to win games to keep his job. And he did. and they steadied, and they went 9-3, and went to the Citrus Bowl, and lost to Notre Dame, incidentally, Brian Kelly that year, but he got another year, and they got Joe Burrow in, and that changed everything. So for DeBoer, it's really just about how do you find a way to steady this thing to win enough games to make sure you get another year to see if you can fix it. But if you start to look at it in terms of how that buyout is structured, it starts to make way more sense that if they do get to a 7-5, 6-6 type deal, like if the wheels completely fall off, I think they will run him out of town given how that buyout is structured. All right, it's After Further Review. We're brought to you by Rouse's, the official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Rouse's.com, Rouse's.com. The official supermarket of the Saints, where they are helping you cover the spread all season long over at Rouse's. If you're tailgating on your Tiger Saturdays or your Houdat Sundays, make sure you get on by Rouse's because they got everything you need. I love when they say meet me at Rouse's, M-E-A-T. You need some meat for the grill this Saturday for your tailgate? Get on by Rouse's. Steaks, chicken, burgers, dogs, whatever it is that you're grilling up, Rouse's has got you covered, and they got all of your game day trays. If you need the drumettes, the ribs, the little mini muffalettas, the finger sandwiches, if you need the cheeses, the cheese trays, fruit trays, dessert trays, they got them all over at Rouse's, the official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Rouse's.com, Rouse's.com, Rouse's. This feels like home. All right, let me knock out a quick break. We're going to come back. We'll do Bourbon Dictionary with Taylor Calandro. Don't you move.
AFR.
At Sunshine, we know what you see when you look at your land. Where others may see dirt, you see the foundation you've built your life on. It's hallowed ground. It's past, present, and future. We're proud to provide quality John Deere equipment to help you maintain the land you love. Check out our current promotions and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Parish Construction and Roofing. This is Coach Kim Mulkey. Go to parishbuilt.com for all of your roofing needs. From your hometown, parishbuilt.com.
My father, J.B. Falgout, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of J.B. Falgout.
These ice cubes could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they cradle and cool the crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Nicely done, ice cubes.
Baton Rouge's home for real rock. It's Eagle 98.1. Foo Fighters. Led Zeppelin. AC/DC. Pearl Jam. And the flagship home for LSU sports. Take us anywhere with the Eagle 98.1 app. Eagle 98.1 is the rock station.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com. They're the gang with the slang.
Keep it 100.
I don't know what you're talking about.
This is Bourbon Dictionary with Matt Moscona and Taylor Calandro.
I don't understand.
All right, wrapping up hour number 1. Get your booze questions in. Email us, tweet us, text us in the 225-396-4400, 396-4400, 396-4400. Taylor's here. Yo, dude.
How are you, Matt?
Doing awesome, man. We finally got a home football weekend. I would imagine things are bustling as people are getting ready for their tailgates. What's new this week?
Absolutely. I mentioned it briefly last week. I mean, we didn't really get anything new in the past week, but I mentioned it briefly. We do have Crown Royal chocolate. It's $32, I think, $32. It's not that awful. There's a place for it.
Wait, say that again?
Crown Royal chocolate.
Oh, the Crown Royal chocolate. Somebody, after you said that, somebody actually asked a question that we didn't get to because I know they always crush me for you and I talk and we never end up getting to the questions. But someone asked a question about it.
Yeah, we got it last week. I tried it. I mean, it's fine. Like it's fine. I'm just so sick of this. It's okay. It's not the worst one I've had.
Why are you so? What do you mean you're so sick of it?
Just the flavors and stuff. It's just like I don't know. But chocolate was kind of intriguing to me because I haven't really tasted a bunch of chocolate whiskey. But it's all right. It's not that bad.
Okay. What do you recommend for people that are looking to get out there Saturday tailgate a little bit? What's the hot item?
Well, I mentioned we got the THC stuff last week.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Those are always good to sip on. Man, bunch of RTDs still. RTDs are still very popular, ready to drinks, and there's a bunch of different ones now. Those are always super popular at tailgates. You don't have to mess with mixing and all that stuff.
That makes sense.
And just a bunch of whiskey, tons of whiskey and tequila.
All right, let's get to questions. Greg says, ask Taylor, does he have any comment on Crown Royal moving production from Canada to the U.S.?
I saw that, yes. I just saw a blurb about it yesterday, actually a comment from somebody. Do I have I haven't really read about it, so I don't know exactly what they're doing. I just, like I said, I saw that was happening, and I don't know what the extent of it is either. I'm sure it has something to do with the tariff situation.
Okay. Let's see. Ask Taylor, what's a good budget tequila?
Sorry, I'm going to go back to that last question.
Yeah.
So what was the question about was he asking about how it's going to affect Crown?
I don't know. I think he was just asking your opinion on it.
Oh, I don't care. I'm still going to be getting Crown Royal regardless. So it doesn't matter.
People here drink a lot of Crown Royal, supposedly.
Yeah. So a lot of people don't know this, but Louisiana is a test market for Crown Royal. It's one of the few test markets.
What does that mean? They'll send like the flavored ones here first?
Yeah, like I don't know if you remember a few years ago they still have them, but they have like Crown and Coke in the can and all that stuff.
Oh, okay.
Those hit Louisiana. We were one of the first markets in the world to get those. We Crown Royal, Louisiana is a test market for Crown Royal, which is it's kind of funny because we are not a test market for really anything else. It's usually major cities, but for Crown Royal, Louisiana drink a lot of it.
I got another one about our guy Hold the Mayo with his Respect Your Body beer. Any update on that? Is it going to be available in stores or it's just at the at their brewery?
I think it's just at the brewery, from what I've gathered. So
that's disappointing.
I wish they would put that out because it's become a lot more popular.
Yeah, man. I mean, like Devin's got a massive following. People would go buy that beer just to support him.
Yeah, and I've told the beat of that before. I'm sure they've heard it from other folks too, but. Anyway.
Jared asked Taylor best bourbon to make an old fashioned.
Oh, man, I like to make old fashions with rye.
Me too.
Just because it adds a little spicy characteristic to it that rye does generally, depending on what rye. So I would go with like a Sazerac rye. If you want to go with something a little more high end, I love I love Knob Creek rye. Or Knob Creek Bourbon, too. Those make really good old-fashions.
He's Taylor Calandro from Calandro's, Wine and Spirits Director over there. I got us down to about 20 seconds now. So we'll do it again next week, and maybe we'll get some cooler weather soon. We can start really diving into bourbon talk.
Absolutely.
All right, dude. Thank you.
Go Tigers. See you, Matt.
That's Taylor Calandro. It's After Further Review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com, yourgoodwood.com. Hour 2 coming up right after SportsCenter.
AFR.
First home weekend of the year is here. You got to make sure you spend at least part of your weekend at Supper Club. Now, remember, they're closed Sunday, Monday. So that means maybe if you want to get the weekend started early on Thursday night, Supper Club. Friday night before a home game, it is the place to be. Supper Club, right there on Perkins. Or even Saturday, on game day, pop on in to Supper Club. Have an amazing dinner. Enjoy the game at Supper Club. SupperClubBTR.com for your reservations. SupperClubBTR.com. I want to also remind you, while game weekends are an awesome opportunity, any night is great, especially September the 9th. We're 6 days away. That's next Tuesday. Dine with 9, supporting the Joe Burrow Foundation. 9% of all sales next Tuesday, September the 9th, are going to the Joe Burrow Foundation. Where? Only at Supper Club.
Today, we are shaping tomorrow.
We are researching how extreme stress impacts the immune system, from trauma victims to athletes and even astronauts.
Our work is leading the way in sepsis treatment, saving countless lives.
We're unlocking the mind with music in exciting new ways.
Our Lady of the Lake Health and LSU are improving the health of our state.
That's the impact of champions.
Imagine the impact we'll have on the future. Together, we roar.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
When you can't rely on technology, you can rely on Mountain Cold Refreshment.
Dave's back on.
Coors Light. Choose chill.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is taking $22,500 off MSRP on the brand new 2025 Ram 1500 Laramie with $22,500 off MSRP with a complimentary 7-year powertrain warranty that comes with all new Bayou Automotive vehicles. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
River Parish Contractors has immediate openings for structural steel shop fabricators. Call or text Big Jake today at 318-547-1000 or go to rpcontractors.com and click on employment. River Parish Contractors. Let's get building.
It's not just a game, it's a religion. You've got your team colors, team swag, and now your very own website. LouisianaSports.net. Everything LSU, Saints, and Pelicans. Sports on demand. In-depth coverage by sports writing pros with continuously updated news. And with the LouisianaSports.net newsletter, you get pinged directly with top trending stories. Best of all, now and always, no paywall. It's free. LouisianaSports.net. Powered by 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Your home for Louisiana sports.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
At Sunshine, we know what you see when you look at your land. Where others may see dirt, you see the foundation you've built your life on. It's hallowed ground. It's past, present, and future. We're proud to provide quality John Deere equipment to help you maintain the land you love. Check out our current promotions and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Men, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. They've been trending in the right direction during the week of practice, and Cowboys cornerback Trayvon Diggs and left tackle Tyler Guyton have been cleared for tomorrow's NFL season opener in Philadelphia. Diggs coming back from knee surgery, Guyton from a broken bone in his knee. Jets right guard Elijah Vera Tucker seeking a second opinion on what the Jets fear are torn right triceps to see if season-ending surgery is necessary. This just days ahead of Sunday's opener against the Steelers. Our Harry Douglas.
I'm the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm saying, okay, where can I line up Cam Hayward? I'm going right there over the right guard, whoever is going to replace him. So now, as a football team, you have to double team certain players when it comes to the Pittsburgh Steelers. And when you double team and you use multiple guys, that now free up other guys to be one-on-one and make plays on Justin Fields at the quarterback position.
Red Sox put rookie sensation Roman Anthony on the injured list with a left oblique strain. Boston is in the thick of the AL East and AL wildcard races. AL Central leading Tigers defeated the Mets 6-2. Mets lead for the final NL wildcard spot currently at 4.5 games.
Hey, it's Michelle Smallman, and coming up Thursday with the season about to kick off, I'll tell you which 2024 playoff teams are destined to miss the playoffs this year. It's Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from downtown Baton Rouge.
That's right.
Hour 2. Off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. It's AFR. Presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. I'm Matt.
This is Shaq O'Neal, and I hate Matt.
Paul O'Neal.
They're chanting Paul O'Neal's name.
Yusuf. And Mr. Toby Tom Blake. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. Russ Mitchell next hour. We'll head to Arizona in 15 minutes from right now. Saints getting ready to play the Cardinals. Darren Urban, who covers the Cardinals for the team's website, has for a really long time. He'll be with us in about 15 minutes from right now to give us an update on how preparation's going for the opener for Arizona. There is a little bit of an update from Saints practice. They've finished practice today, and we're waiting for the official injury report. They're doing this a little differently. Every coach can do it how they want based on timing. And
just dropped.
Oh, dropped. Okay, great.
Just dropped.
I was going to say, because up at LouisianaSports.net, we have there's a participation report. A lot of times from the participation report, you can infer certain things. Obviously, if someone is there or is not at practice. Forgive me while I pull it up. We'll do this real quickly, real time. Okay, here we go. First injury report of Saints-Cardinals week, and it is not very lengthy, which is great. Trevor Penning was a DNP. That's unfortunate with the toe. He's got a toe.
He's had that toe for a while, but he's got a toe.
He has had the toe for a while.
Long time.
He's had the toe since the first preseason game.
He has had the toe since the first preseason.
That's when he suffered the toe.
That is.
He suffered the toe in the first preseason game.
He's still suffering the toe.
Missed the next two preseason games with the toe.
With the toe.
And then the bonus week with the toe.
With the toe.
And he's still out with a toe.
With the toe.
He's got a toe.
Does have a toe.
Trevor Penning did not participate. He's got a toe. Christian Boyd, Jordan Howden, Alontae Taylor, and Chase Young all limited for the New Orleans Saints on the first day of practice. Remember, Alontae Taylor missed basically the whole preseason with the groin injury. That is a soft tissue injury, and you do not want to exacerbate that. So the fact that he was back out there in a limited capacity, good news. And Chase Young listed with a calf. He's got a calf. Chase Young does. A calf.
Not a toe, a calf.
A calf.
A calf.
It's
okay.
close to the toe.
Yes, it is.
But it's a completely different thing. There's a toe, which is at the end of your feet. The calf is above your foot.
Above your foot.
Like behind behind the front of the leg.
So Chase Young has a calf.
He's got a calf. Okay. Not the baby cow.
Right.
A completely different thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's a homonym.
Yeah.
Same name, different meaning. Like caliber.
Yeah.
The size of your gun and the quality of your work.
Yeah. That's one that people don't really think about, I feel like, a lot of the time. But it is, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good pull. Like that.
Who are you talking to?
I forgot. That's right. You're you're the grammar police.
Say that if it's like it's a bad thing. How about this? Be good at third grade grammar, dummy. Not you, just in general. The purpose, like grammar police. How about understand the difference between your and your? Understand what a contraction is. Must of, OF, is not a thing. Like, think about what you just spelled. It's must have. MUST''VE, combining two words, must have. He must have left already. He must have left already. Not OF. Must of, OF makes no sense. Literally think about what you're saying. It makes no sense whatsoever. Should have. Oh, should have? What? Should have. SHOULD''VE. Should have. It's a contraction. An apostrophe combining two words. Should have. Must have. Could have.
Would have.
Can't.
Can't.
Cannot. Can't. It's a contraction. Two words combined with an apostrophe. Won't. That's a little different, though, because it's will not.
Yeah. You have to change the I to the O. Just gets you a little bit. Yeah, it is.
You know, the next time that Nate Bargatze goes on SNL and he does the Washington skit, the dream skit, he should do contractions.
He
like
should.
That. Must have, should have, would have.
That'd be really good.
Won't. Won't is the one.
Yeah. So it will be.
What?
Won't. If only it were that simple.
Won't.
No.
It'll be won't.
If only it were that simple.
And the slaves, sir. What about them? You asked about the temperature?
Yeah, I did not.
I did not. Kenan Thompson is so good at that skit. Oh, man. That's, you know what? That's like on a lot of lists of one of the great skits ever. Like that very rapidly. If you're not familiar, Nate Bargatze's comedian was on SNL, and a couple times he did a skit about George Washington, like in the colonial times, and he's with some soldiers, and he's talking about the dream he has for their new nation, and it really just works its way through all the absurdities that we have. Like the whole world uses Celsius, and we use Fahrenheit, and everyone uses meters, but we use yards. Whatever. Anyway, it's very well done, and Kenan Thompson has a great role in it. All right, it's after further review. What were we talking? Oh, the injury report. And okay.
We took our he's got a toe, he's got a calf bit too far there.
And now Paulie's not going to be able to use this for YouTube. Unless you want to leave all that in there. You can, Paulie. I don't care. As for Arizona, two Arizona Cardinals, both offensive linemen on their injury report. Will Hernandez, he's got a knee. He's got a knee.
He's got a knee.
And then John Gaines has a thumb.
A thumb.
He's out with a thumb. No, he's in with a thumb.
He's in.
He was a full participant.
So does he have a thumb or not?
Well, he's got a thumb, but the thumb's not holding him back.
I got it. Got it.
It did hold him back.
Yeah.
But it's not holding him back anymore, but he's still got the thumb.
But now it's good.
Now it's good. He's got a thumb. John Gaines has a thumb. Okay. It's after further review. And if you have a thumb, go to see our friends at Our Lady of the Lake. Or a knee or a calf or a toe. Or really anything going on with you. Our Lady of the Lake, championship health partner of LSU Athletics. Our Lady of the Lake and LSU. You want to learn more about that great partnership, OLOLRMC.com/LSU. OLOLRMC.com/LSU. And I tell you so much about the partnership with LSU, Our Lady of the Lake, how Our Lady of the Lake and their great physicians take great care of the LSU athletes, but so much more even than that. As part of the Franciscan Missionaries of Our Lady Health System, Our Lady of the Lake and the FMOL system, it's a multi-state health system with hospitals and clinics with every type of specialty from cancer and heart health and pediatrics. And this year alone, they're investing $250 million in facility upgrades to upgrade emergency rooms and different clinics throughout the health system. You can learn more at OLOLRMC.com/LSU. Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, together we roar. Speaking of which, a couple of Tigers did receive honors today. Garrett Nussmeier named the National Player of the Week and Mansour Delane was named the National Defensive Player of the Week. So Nuss earned that honor from the Walter Camp Foundation. So Garrett Nussmeier named the Walter Camp Player of the Week, and then Mansour Delane won the Bednarik Award as the National Player of the Week, the National Defensive Player of the Week. So congrats to those two guys who were outstanding. If you want to read about all this, it's up at louisianasports.net under the LSU tab. That's where you find all of our LSU content. But Brian Kelly now turning the page to playing this weekend at home against Louisiana Tech, and he talked about having the opportunity to come home and play this game in front of LSU fans in Tiger Stadium.
We're excited about playing at home, certainly playing in Death Valley for the first time this year. We have some new players that haven't had that opportunity. So you can imagine after the success of last weekend, coupled with playing at home, our kids are really excited about that opportunity. So we went back to practice, focused in on the things that we needed to get better from last week, and want to continue this mindset of 1-0.
Sonny Cumbie, meanwhile, continues to get his team ready. And keep play number 2, please. You talked about being a 37-point underdog, and if that changes how they approach this game.
You know what? The only reason I would even know that is you brought it up. In all these games, your margin for error is very small, and you have to maximize your opportunities. And how we do that is just to be our best. That's what I ask our kids, is to be your best, be our best, and go out and play Saturday night, against a really good team. But I really love our team and how competitive our team is and the fight that we have and also the talent in our room. So, it'll be a good challenge, but, whether we're underdogs or whether we're picked to win a game, the relevancy on a Tuesday afternoon practice is very minimal.
One of the things that's interesting, remember, Colby Fields, who's from New Orleans, went to South Carolina as a freshman, transferred to LSU, was here for a year, then transferred to Tech. He was the Conference Defensive Player of the Year a season ago, so he'll be playing in Baton Rouge wearing a Louisiana Tech uniform. So that'll be an interesting reunion of sorts to watch. Another storyline there on Saturday night with LSU and Louisiana Tech. Coach Cumbie is going to be on AFR Thursday at 5:15 Central if you want to hear that interview live. All right, it's After Further Review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Yes, ED treatments, but also hormone replacement therapy, dozens of different peptides like BPC 157, NAD Plus for energy and cellular optimization. You want to live and feel your best? Goodwood can help. YourGoodwood.com, YourGoodwood.com. Okay, let me knock out a quick break. We're going to Arizona. When we come back next, Darren Urban is going to join us to preview Jonathan Gannon's squad coming to the Dome on Sunday. It's AFR.
AFR.
I'll understand the hiring market really since COVID has been tough, just for a lot of different reasons. I mean, the world changed. You had a lot of people who were out of work. It changed people's professions. It changed how we all approach the workplace. Some people don't go to a physical building anymore. It's a lot of people to work remotely. There's so many different variables that have changed the workplace and the hiring market in the last half decade. And if you are finding your business is not as efficient, you're not as productive because you can't find the right people, you need Glow Resources. Look no further. Glow Resources is the answer. GlowResources.com. It's GLO. GlowResources.com. GlowResources.com. They say they're complete employer solutions. Their tagline used to be complete employee solutions, but they changed it because who they service really is you, the business owner. They help you find the right people to make your business the most efficient. GLO, GlowResources.com.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
Parish Construction and Roofing.
This is Coach Kim Mulkey. Go to parishbuilt.com for all of your roofing needs.
From your hometown, parishbuilt.com.
I'm Gabrielle McLeod on behalf of the Louisiana Propane Dealers. I have spent hundreds of hours preparing for scholarship competitions. That preparation paid off when I won the Fitness and Talent Awards along with the title of Miss Louisiana. The Louisiana Propane Dealers are also pretty talented, and want you to be prepared for when the power goes out. Visit LouisianaPropane.com to find out about propane generators and other safety tips. Louisiana Propane, it truly is the fuel for our future.
We typically think of stress as being bad for us. At Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, we are researching how certain types of stress, such as exercise, can be good for our immune health. By studying people under extreme stress, such as athletes, astronauts, service members, and first responders, we're learning how to improve the immune health of everyone. That's the power of research. That's the impact of champions. Together, we roar.
Hi, this is Beth Serena. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here. We eat out here. We watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient. And you will have your pool in no time.
Flight by Yingling is raising the bar by crafting the next generation of light beer. With only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com. Who dat say they're gonna beat them Saints? Let's head behind enemy lines to preview this week's matchup.
Yeah, I mean, I told them today, we got to take care of us. It's the team that typically makes the least amount of mistakes, wins week one. So a lot of known unknowns, and we just got to handle us.
Jonathan Gannon, head coach of the Cardinals, who a season ago the Cardinals were sub 500. They were 8-9 on the season, and they're nearly a touchdown favorite in the Dome this weekend. 6.5 points. That's the largest favorite in week one in the NFL season this year. Says a lot about the Saints, but what does it say about the Arizona Cardinals? Let's find out. Darren Urban, azcardinals.com. He's on Twitter, X, @CardsChatter. He's covered the Cardinals for more than a couple of decades now, and he joins us here. Darren, we appreciate it, man. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing very well. You see the 6.5 point spread, the Cardinals, that kind of favorite. What does that tell you?
Well, I mean, obviously it plays into a lot of different stuff. I mean, number one, you kind of mentioned where the Saints are in their rebuilding process, and I think that's kind of understandable. But, the Cardinals are where the Saints were a couple of years ago. And when Jonathan Gannon came in, they really ripped apart the roster. They broke it down to the studs. They obviously kept some people, including the quarterback, Kyler Murray, but they really redid quite a bit of what the rest of this roster looked like. And this is year 3. And they pushed really hard. They made a big emphasis on upgrading the defense this offseason. They got Marvin Harrison Jr. in his second year. They got Trent McBride as a burgeoning star in the league. And I think they believe this is the year that they can really make a push to maybe win the division in the NFC West.
For 4-13, Gannon's first year, to 8-9 a season ago, you sort of touched on it there, but internally or around this organization, what is the expectation this year in Arizona?
Well, it depends on where you're talking internally. I mean, I think the team and the players and the coaching staff have done a really nice job of making sure that you're not going to get ahead of yourselves. In fact, somebody asked Kyler Murray today, is this going to be a playoff team? And his simple answer was one day at a time. He wasn't even going to go there. It was going to be about, like, today's Wednesday. They're even hesitant to talk much about what the Saints are because Sunday is Sunday. That all being said, yeah, I think the fan base is expecting another jump. They did improve to 8-9 last year. They struggled down the stretch, but when they went into their bye after 10 games, they were in first place in the division. They had a disappointing end, but they feel like that's a team that, couple breaks here and there, they would have been better last year, and they're definitely expecting to make that jump, especially with the improvements they've made defensively.
You mentioned Kyler Murray. He nearly threw for 4,000 yards a season ago. Is it safe to say that the injury, some of the inconsistency is behind him, and you're expecting, it's hard to believe going into year 7, but that here in year 7 as a veteran player, they're expecting a Pro Bowl caliber Kyler Murray?
Well, I mean, here's the situation. When the new coaching staff came in, he had just messed up his ACL in December, so he missed the first half of the year. He played pretty decently in 2023 after he came back. Last year, not surprisingly, I don't think he totally felt 100% comfortable with the knee, just because that's what often happens with a guy coming off an ACL. It's not just the first part where he comes back, but that full season after. I've seen it multiple times with different positions, so that doesn't really surprise me. He played well at times. Consistency, you mentioned, that does seem to be the huge key. He'll have moments where he doesn't get the job done when they need him to get the job done in certain situations, and he knows that, and the coaching staff knows that, and that's kind of the next level for this group. They didn't really do a whole lot on offense in terms of making any changes. So they're counting on Kyler Murray to have that consistency. They're counting on Marvin Harrison Jr. to take that year 2 jump that a lot of rookies do. And that, I think, there's a lot pushed in there in terms of where they're expecting their offensive production to come from.
Darren Urban's with us at Cards Chatter on X if you want to get him there, azcardinals.com. Mark, look, I want to ask you about the last 2 first-round picks. We'll start with Marvin Harrison, who, you're right, I mean, he caught 62 balls, just under 900 yards, 8 touchdowns. A very productive rookie season, but maybe with the standard a lot of people maybe expected from Harrison, maybe a little under performing based on what the expectation was, right or wrong. What is the reasonable expectation for what type of jump year 1 to 2 we might see with Marvin Harrison Jr. this year?
I'm going to say the same thing I kind of said last year in terms of just statistics. I think some of it is going to be nuanced in what it looks like in the context of the offense, and rather than hey, if he gets 110 catches for 1,200 yards, that's it. Because this team is very old school in terms of, I think they run 2 tight ends a ton of the time. They want to run the ball a bunch. They've got a tight end who, again, is one of the best in the league. I think can Marvin and should Marvin have 1,000 yards? I believe he should. But I kind of want to see how it played out. You mentioned his numbers last year. They were good. But as you watched it, it's kind of like Kyler Murray. There were moments when it seemed like it was really clicking, and then there was other moments where it wasn't. And they need to get to the point where it wasn't a lot less, So I think that's kind of where they are. Harrison put on 11 pounds of muscle in the offseason. He's bigger. He doesn't seem to have lost any speed, but he's in a better position in terms of guys that might be pressing him, in terms of getting contested catches. And I think they learned some things about his game that will help them in terms of how they scheme up how he gets open too.
A couple more for you. I mentioned Harrison last year. Walter Nolan, who people here know very well from Texas A&M, then Ole Miss, just such a dominant defensive lineman in the Southeastern Conference. What have been the early returns on Walter Nolan?
Well, unfortunately, Walter Nolan hasn't practiced since OTAs. He hurt his calf right before training camp. He's been on the physically unable to perform list. They really like the strides he'd been making in the offseason, and he didn't have a whole lot of pressure on him because they had a first-round pick last year, Darius Robinson, who's going into his second year. They signed Calais Campbell. They've got Dalvin Tomlinson. They've got a couple other vets, Dante Stills and L.J. Collier. They really liked the defensive line they had put together, and Nolan was going to be a part of that. They didn't have to have him star, but he hurt his calf, so he's out at least the first 4 games, and we'll kind of see how that goes. I think they have high hopes for him, and because of the depth they build on the defensive line, I don't think it necessarily is going to hurt the Cardinals on the field for now, and you just hope he gets back and is able to kind of contribute something probably in the second half of the season.
Darren, if there's one big question for Arizona that they need answered, here as they push off from the dock in 2025? What is it?
I mean, for me, and again, part of this is because we've already talked about Kyler Murray, but look, they put a lot into their front seven and their pass rush. They've been able to scheme up pass rush, but they've really worked hard to get some guys out there. They signed Josh Sweat free agency. They traded for Baron Browning last year. I'm very curious to see how their pass rush impacts their defense this year, and if it can make a jump forward, I think defensively this team can do a lot of damage, and then it kind of takes some of that pressure off of the Kylers and the Marvins.
Flip it to the other side. What would you say is pretty widely recognized as the position of strength, either side of the ball?
I would probably say the running back room. They've got James Conner. They've got Trey Benson, who's in his second year from Florida State. When you add that to an offensive line that I think is underrated, I don't necessarily think it's one of the best in the league, but I think it's way more underrated than I think people don't give it the credit it deserves. They've been one of the best rushing teams in the league since Gannon showed up, and I don't expect that to change.
One more for you. Your time very much appreciated. Darren Urban's with us from azcardinals.com, at Cards Chatter on Twitter. You can get him there. If Jonathan Gannon has a blueprint to get out of New Orleans with a win and start 1-0, what does that look like?
Oh, I think it's pretty easy. I think you want to get the running game going. I think you want to play action in the pass game, and I think they want to obviously harass Spencer Rattler. I mean, I don't think there's any secret that the Saints quarterback situation might not be quite where they want it to be right now. You've upgraded that defense. I think he's really would like this defense to kind of take control of this game if at all possible. I think that and really getting the offense to a mistake-free, consistent performance, even if it doesn't score 40 points, I think he would be very happy with that.
He is Darren Urban. Saints-Cardinals open up week 1 of the NFL season Sunday in the Dome. Darren, we appreciate a couple of minutes, man. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
It's our pleasure. The Cardinals are a 6.5-point favorite. They're going to be a fascinating team because he's right. I love the way he set that up. Actually, I'll get to that in a second. Let me remind you about Arco. By the way, new partner here on After Further Review. I am really excited to welcome Arco Power Systems onto the show. We've talked generators for a long time on this show over the years, but this is a little different because with Arco Power Systems, we're talking about industrial generators, where power stability is not a luxury for businesses. It is the backbone of every operation. When storms come or any type of event that might knock out power, you can't go offline. And Arco Power Systems, they are the premier industrial generator provider in the South. They serve Louisiana, East Texas, Mississippi, and Alabama. So if you're anywhere, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, East Texas, along the Gulf, and your business needs industrial power, industrial energy, you need Arco, ARCCO. That's Arco Power Systems. Visit arco.com, ARCCO, 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 Arco Power Systems, for arco.com for Arco Power Systems. Generac Industrial Energy, energy for everything. Contact Arco Power Systems today at arco.com. It is interesting how he made the comp with the Saints and the Cardinals. And I'll tell you, I have been using the analogy of the Bengals really because I think people here, because of Burrow, it makes sense, where I've kind of given the example when the Bengals were awful, they hire Zach Taylor, they win one game, they get the first pick, they draft Joe Burrow. And then in year 1 under Burrow, they win 4 games, which is miserable, but they quadrupled their win total. And Burrow got hurt, but he comes back the next year, and they're in the Super Bowl. Point being, you can see, even if the win-loss record isn't good initially, you look to see progress. And I think it's similar with Arizona under Gannon. He was 4-13 year 1. And then last year, they're 8-9, and now they're looking to see if they can maybe make that push to the playoffs. And I guess the one difference for Gannon is Gannon was the Eagles' defensive coordinator. So in a league that really has focused on the young offensive-minded assistants, this is a guy who is a defensive coordinator, but still a young guy. Gannon's 42. I say young because I'm 43, so he's younger than me. But still a young first-time head coach who took over a not great situation, won 4 games year 1, 4-9. Now can they make the playoffs in year 3, which is clearly their push. And Arizona, 6.5-point favorite in New Orleans this weekend. All right, it's after further review. We're glad you're hanging out with us here. We'll knock out a quick break. Russ Mitchell in 45 minutes. We'll get to that. When we come back, we've talked about athletes suing the NCAA before. This one feels a little different, and I'm actually highly in favor of it. I'll explain what I mean next. It's AFR.
After further review.
Our Hump Day shows are brought to you by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com, yourgoodwood.com. Guys, I just want to ask you a question. How do you feel? How do you feel? Do you look in the mirror and think, man, I look awesome? Do you wake up in the morning just oozing energy? Do you get home at night excited to play with the kids, libido, strength, get into the gym, work out, work hard, build muscle, burn fat, all that stuff? Because the reality is for every single human, all of us, no one is exempt. As we age, the hormones that contribute to how we feel, our body makes less of them. That is an undeniable fact for every human that has ever walked the face of the earth. At Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness, they offer hormone replacement therapy. A simple blood test can let you know if you're a candidate to where they can safely, affordably supplement you to get you to healthy levels so you feel awesome again. Start today, yourgoodwood.com. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief: our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. And when you're cooking with clean, affordable propane, you're cooking with gas. In the wintertime, nothing heats a home like Louisiana propane. And when you need hot water, propane's got you covered. Oh, and you won't regret that propane generator when the power goes out. I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and to find more information and to find a propane dealer near you, visit louisianapropane.com.
Today, we are shaping tomorrow.
We are researching how extreme stress impacts the immune system, from trauma victims to athletes and even astronauts.
Our work is leading the way in sepsis treatment, saving countless lives.
We're unlocking the mind with music in exciting new ways.
Our Lady of the Lake Health and LSU are improving the health of our state.
That's the impact of champions.
Imagine the impact we'll have on the future. Together, we roar.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
Businesses like yours are the soul of our community. You deserve someone who'll deliver the internet services you deserve. That's why local businesses rely on Rev Business, 90 years of building connections. Visit us at letsrev.biz.
Go
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile bank.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and First American Bank and Trust bring you the Heart of the Game Award, recognizing student athletes who deliver when it counts. Nominate your game day standout at 1045ESPN.com. By the 21st of September, we'll choose 5 male and 5 female finalists, and then it's up to the fans to vote for the winners. Each winner gets a $250 gift card, a custom award, and the spotlight they've earned. Presented by First American Bank and Trust, a banking tradition since 1910.
I love that. That was the brainchild of our operations manager, Michelle Southern, to institute a high school, a monthly high school award honoring and recognizing an elite boys and girls high school athlete. So, Heart of the Game Award. Hopefully you'll participate. Hopefully you'll nominate your student athletes, sons, daughters, friends, great athletes, great people at the school you attended or wherever it may be. So you can go to the website. It's at 1045ESPN.com, said?
Yes, 1045ESPN.com.
So you go to 1045ESPN.com, and you can learn more there about how you can nominate. High school football starts this weekend, so good luck to all the teams as they begin the 2025 football season. Hope it's a safe, enjoyable season. Make a whole bunch of lifelong memories for all those young men and women who are going to be participating in high school sports this fall. All right, it's After Further Review. We're glad you're hanging out with us here. I saw this story earlier today, and I'm sure many of you have as well, because it started making the rounds. A group of college athletes are suing the NCAA to extend eligibility to 5 years. And you might say, well, Matt, they have 5 years. No, they have 5 to play 4. Eligibility is 4 years, but you have 5 to play 4, so you can take a redshirt year. They're effectively saying it's a couple of Vanderbilt football players are part of this group of 10 student athletes that are suing the NCAA. They want to be able to compete for 5 seasons. Langston Patterson, who's a linebacker, and Issa Utuara, who's a defensive lineman, filed this, or part of the group that filed this class action lawsuit in federal court Tuesday, saying that the NCAA's eligibility rules violate antitrust laws. I'm not so sure that I agree with that component of it. I don't know that they have a leg to stand on. But I look at this through the lens of not necessarily the student athlete or the institution. I look at this through the lens of you and me, the fan who love college football, who want to see a better product, and I think this will deliver that. I'll explain what I mean in a second. Now, Brian Kelly was asked about this on the coach's teleconference on Wednesday. Here's what Brian Kelly saw about this rule.
I've been through this for over 35 years and seen lawsuits of many kind. I don't have a particular problem with it. You know, are you going to use your 5 years up through your academic institution in terms of getting your degree? That would be, for me, some of the things that we need to now begin to fall back on and start looking at. If we're going to give you 5 years and we're going to give you transfer opportunities, at some point, we got to start to look at the academic piece here. So that would be my only caveat. I don't have a particular problem, but I think at some point here, we got to pull this thing back to the point where we still are colleges and universities, and getting a degree still means something.
I don't disagree with that at all. And you could certainly put provisions in to make sure that student athletes are on track to graduate, right? That they are enrolled in classes that keep them on a path to graduation, either an undergraduate or a graduate degree program. I think we could all agree with that. Here's the point that I'll make. This is why I think it's a good idea. The institution is going to be funding scholarships for student athletes in these sports either way, right? Like, they're not asking for the number of scholarship players to go up. They're just asking for more eligibility. And I understand why. The student athletes that are going to stay in school 5 years that want the extra year are ones that aren't going to make it at the next level. And so they have the opportunity to make more money in college in this revenue share era. And you become a more valuable entity the older and more experienced you are. Does that make sense? I'm just thinking in my head, think of Bernard Gooden. Think of A.J. Halsey. These are two guys at LSU right now who started their careers in a very indistinguished fashion. Gooden went to Wake Forest and then transferred to South Florida and had to sit out his first season at South Florida and then played well, and now he's at LSU as a premier defensive line transfer who's making NIL/rev share money and now has the opportunity to make money and put on at this level to go to the next level in the pros. A.J. Halsey was ranked coming out of high school in the thousands nationally. He goes to New Mexico for a year, starts, goes to Houston for a couple of years. He's a starter. He's a really good player. He's played in 36 games with 33 starts. Now he's at LSU making money and having the opportunity to go to the next level. Like, that's an example of guys who, I don't know what Bernard Gooden's NFL future might be as a dude that's 6'1", 270. Maybe it's promising. Probably not, because the NFL is going to, the NFL was nickel and diming Will Campbell over like a quarter of an inch of his arm length. You know what I mean? Like, think about how ridiculous that is. But so maybe Bernard Gooden has even more value another year in college. And so he'd want to say. And you can understand how that process could replicate over and over and over again. It's the whole reason why Diego Pavia fought last year. Diego Pavia is never going to play in the NFL. There's no shot. And he'll make a hell of a lot more money as the quarterback at Vanderbilt in 2025 than he would in the UFL or the CFL or wherever, or go and sell an insurance or whatever he's going to do when he's done playing football. But he had an opportunity to cash in 7 figures playing another year at Vanderbilt. So all of these student athletes are looking at that going, I got an opportunity to maximize my earning potential the longer I can stay in college. And it's all the same to the schools because they're still funding the same amount of scholarships. The rev share is still the same. None of that changes. It's just your rosters will be filled with older guys instead of younger guys, which is where I bring it back to the point where I'd be in favor of it. And by the way, if your counter argument is, well, then why not 6 years? Or why not 7 years? Or 8 years? Or 9 years? Those are great questions. And I don't have an answer to that. I don't have a strong feeling on that. 5 seems sensible because you already give them 5 to play 4, and we see guys playing 6 and 7 years now. Understanding some of that was extenuating with COVID and there's injuries and medicals, but we've seen odd things before. 5 doesn't sound excessive. And maybe that's, you give a mouse a cookie, he'll want a glass of milk. Maybe it's it. You give him an inch, he'll want a yard. Maybe that's it. But from the fans' perspective, you and me who love college football and love to watch, I look and go, man, I'd rather see A.J. Halsey at safety than a true freshman because Halsey's a better player. It increases the quality of play on the field when you have more veterans. Think by contrast of what has happened to college basketball with the one and done rule. The sport is gutted every year because the best players in the sport stay for 1 year. Now, will NIL change that? Maybe. I don't think we've really seen that yet. It could happen. It could. But by and large, we look at NBA contracts, which continue to become outsized, where, the 8th dude on the bench has a $70 million contract that's fully guaranteed. Like, all these guys are trying to get to the league. So it's a little different sport by sport. But all that to say, like, the college basketball product sucks. It's a crappy product. It is. It's a bad product. College basketball is a bad product. You can love your team, and that's wonderful. You can love your team. You can cheer hard and rivalries. That's fantastic. But objectively, the one and done rule has gutted the best players out of the sport. You no longer see teams made up of juniors and seniors in your starting 5. It just doesn't happen in college basketball anymore at the highest level. So it's affected the quality of the product. You inject more veteran, experienced players at the college game in that level, and you keep them in the sport longer, the quality of play is going to elevate. So as a college football fan, I like it. I like it a lot. Allowing veteran players to stick around longer. I don't know that it dramatically alters the landscape of college football, but it will make things better. And those young people have an opportunity to make more money where their value is still high in college. And yes, as Brian Kelly said, work toward finishing their undergraduate degree or maybe even their advanced degree. And I'm for all that. And I think you should be as well. I don't see a downside. It's not going to cost the college or university athletic departments any more than it already is. It's going to make the product better. It feels like a win-win all the way around. We'll see how it goes along as it does. All right, it's After Further Review. We're brought to you by Parish Restoration. A kill mold, remove odor. They'll come spray their patented non-toxic dry fog treatment in your home, your office building, commercial, residential space, whatever it may be. At Parish, they've dry fogged vehicles, and they've dry fogged the second largest commercial building in the state of Louisiana. So no matter what, if you've got mold or think you might, call Parish Restoration. Go to parishrestoration.com, parishrestoration.com. That's parishrestoration.com. Jim Woodworth, Air Force veteran. They're a veteran-owned business. Awesome people with a fantastic product that I'm proud to endorse. Let our friends at Parish Restoration help you kill mold, remove odor, sanitize your space, get rid of other harmful pathogens. It's parishrestoration.com. All right, y'all, Russ Mitchell's here in 30 minutes from right now. Can't wait to hear what Russ has to say. But I'm pretty sure do you have that soundbite? Didn't Russ crush Tommy Castellanos last week?
I do.
Let me hear it.
I do have that soundbite.
Let me hear Russ talking about Tommy Castellanos.
This kid can't throw to save his life. He can run really well, but he's average. Don't listen to anybody who tells you this kid's any good. He can't throw to save his life.
Well, he didn't have to throw. We'll have Russ answer for that 30 minutes from right now. All right, quick break. We'll come back. Muse will do Tigers and the Pros. Don't you move. AFR presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness.
After Further Review.
Man, I love telling you about River City's 1 hour air because I had an experience yesterday. The AC unit in our bedroom, for some reason, the humidity was at 80%. So it was cooling, but it just felt humid. And I have no idea why. Turns out Erica I'm not placing the blame, I guess sort of I am, but whatever. On the keypad, it hit a button, didn't know what she hit, and it altered the system, and neither she or I could figure out how to fix it. So yesterday during the show, at the break going into the 5 o'clock hour, I called River City's 1 hour. I called 752-0001. I called River City's 1 hour air. When I got home from the show at 6:30 p.m., the technician had already been to our house and left. And we were blowing cool again. When I tell you, nights, holidays, weekends, they'll always come out. They're always on time or you don't pay a dime. There's always someone on call. They're going to service you great. Oh, by the way, no charge as well. River City's 1 hour air. 752-0001.
104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and First American Bank and Trust bring you the Heart of the Game Award, recognizing student athletes who deliver when it counts. Nominate your game day standout at 1045ESPN.com by the 21st. We'll choose 5 male and 5 female finalists, and then it's up to the fans to vote for the winners. Each winner gets a $250 gift card, a custom award, and the spotlight they've earned. Presented by First American Bank and Trust, a banking tradition since 1910.
We typically think of stress as being bad for us. At Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, we are researching how certain types of stress, such as exercise, can be good for our immune health. By studying people under extreme stress, such as athletes, astronauts, service members, and first responders, we're learning how to improve the immune health of everyone. That's the power of research. That's the impact of champions. Together, we roar.
River Parish Contractors has immediate openings for structural steel shop fabricators. Call or text Big Jake today at 318-547-1000 or go to rpcontractors.com and click on employment. River Parish Contractors. Let's get building.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. Propane water heaters are very cost efficient, and the savings are even greater with a tankless propane water heater. We all know that Louisiana propane is a safe and environmentally friendly fuel. So why not go green while you save some green? I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and for more information, visit louisianapropane.com.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
These ice cubes could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they cradle and cool.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Wrapping up hour number 2, the Saints injury report is out. Chase Young did a little media earlier today on the Jim Rome show. Could Taylor Swift be headlining the Super Bowl halftime show? Roger Goodell answered that. Got a lot of NFL to get to after SportsCenter, but right now Musso has Tigers in the pros.
Tigers in the pros. They still bleed purple and gold. They're just really rich now.
All right, Adam Schefter tweeted earlier that the San Francisco 49ers are releasing Russell Gage from the active roster. Now, per Schefter, the plan is to re-sign Gage to the practice squad and elevate him for Sunday's game against the Seattle Seahawks. Of course, they have to make sure Gage doesn't sign anywhere else, but the reasoning behind this, he's swapping spots with Marquez Valdez-Scantling. That way they can trigger like the veteran minimum of Scantling's contract, and they can have both of them on the field. So look for Gage to re-sign here shortly with the Niners and be on the field for them Sunday against Seattle. Dylan Cruz a night ago, 1 out of 3. He walked, 6th double of the year. That was kind of the end of it for him. Cole Henry, another really solid outing. 1 inning, strikeout, shutout, his 9th hold of the season. And then Jaden Hill on the bump for the Rockies in relief. Bit of a rough one. 2 innings. Did give up 2 earned on 2 hits, but he didn't walk anybody and struck out 3. They lost to the Giants a night ago. We told you yesterday that Blake Money would be getting a start. His 7th start of the year, as a matter of fact, in Double-A. Pitched pretty darn good. 5 innings, 1-run ball. Did walk 4. But he pitched around most of it. Got his 4th win of the season. He's 4-4 in Double-A. Don't look now, man. Maybe Blake Money making a move here in the Orioles organization. I mean, they stink. So, yeah, it could make a lot of sense there, potentially.
Remember when they were good?
I do. That was a fun, like, 2 years, yeah. 2.5 years maybe there. No playoff success, but, it's fine. So a great night for Blake Money.
Great night.
Can't say the same for Gage Jump, unfortunately. Remember, Jump had worked his way all the way up to the number 1 prospect in the athletics organization.
Yeah.
It might be coming down from that a little bit. 4 innings, 8 hits, 5 earned. Did strike out 4, but got the loss.
Big guy.
Now 5-6 on the year.
Big
Gage
guy.
Jump. That's Tigers in the pros.
Presented by the Williamson Eye Center. 924-2020, 924-2020, 924-2020. Or WilliamsonEye.com. That's Williamson, EYE.com for the Williamson Eye Center. Always encourage you, of course, to get your child's eye exam, annual eye exam. Make sure that you need to do it as well, parents. But the Williamson Eye Center, locations all over Greater Baton Rouge, down to the River Parishes, Ascension, Denham, Zachary, St. Francisville. You can schedule online at WilliamsonEye.com. But by the way, going to be reminding you this. October the 4th is Federalis Fest. The Williamson Eye Center is the title sponsor of Federalis Fest at Live Oak at Cedar Lodge in its 3rd year, presented by the Williamson Eye Center and Lamar. This year's lineup includes Paul Cauthen, George Porter Jr., Sam Morrow, some regional local acts as well. So it's LSU's first bye week. Also, you can get tickets at federalisfest.com, federalisfest.com. Great community event presented by the Williamson Eye Center and Lamar. It's Federalis Fest presented by the Williamson Eye Center October 4th. Get your tickets at federalisfest.com. All right, it's after further review. We're glad you're hanging out with us here. We're going to knock out our top of the hour break, get to Sports Center, get you caught up on national headlines. When we come back, again, Russ Mitchell in 20 minutes from right now. Chase Young was a guest on the Jim Rome show and talked a little bit about his decision to re-sign in New Orleans, which was a curious one. But we'll let you hear from him next. It's AFR.
AFR.
I love telling you about South Point Volkswagen because I drive a Volkswagen from South Point Volkswagen. I don't know that there's any more validation or affirmation that I need than that. If you pull into the Moscona family household driveway and you open up the garage door, you'll see Erica's white Volkswagen Atlas and Matt's black Volkswagen Atlas Crossport. I used to have the Atlas, but the Atlas has the third row. It's a little bit longer. I didn't really need the third row. Erica wanted it. She wanted more space in the car, whatever. So she's got the Atlas. It's a beautiful car. I got the Crossport, which has all the style, feel, performance, luxury, all of the great features and everything as well. It just takes out the third row. The back's a little shorter, a little sleeker. Find what suits you. Maybe it's the Taos. Maybe it's Jetta. You can find all of your options at southpointvw.com, southpointvw.com. Airline just north of Highland, South Point Volkswagen. What's your direction?
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Parish Construction and Roofing.
This is Coach Kim Mulkey. Go to parishbuilt.com for all of your roofing needs.
From your hometown, parishbuilt.com.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
At Sunshine, we know what you see when you look at your land. Where others may see dirt, you see the foundation you've built your life on. This, it's hallowed ground. It's past, present, and future. We're proud to provide quality John Deere equipment to help you maintain the land you love. Check out our current promotions and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
While Louisiana politics can seem like they're from another planet, Moon Griffon isn't afraid to bring politicians back down to earth. Listen to the Moon Griffon Show weekday mornings at 9 on Talk 107.3.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Mornings with Brian Haldane is the only live and local talk show in the capital city. Get the news from the newsmakers, along with traffic and weather updates throughout the morning. The conversation starts weekday mornings at 6 on Talk 107.3.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Cowboys cornerback Trayvon Diggs and left tackle Tyler Guyton cleared to play in tomorrow's season opener against the Eagles. Diggs is returning from left knee surgery, Guyton from a broken bone in his knee. Cowboys owner Jerry Jones continuing to stand by his decision to trade star linebacker Micah Parsons to the Packers. He did so once again during today's appearance on Good Morning America, said he'd take this type of deal every time. ESPN NFL front office insider Mike Tannenbaum, on the other hand, certainly would not.
It's a massive mistake. If Jerry Jones wanted to trade Micah Parsons, which I would not have, I like 26-year-old pass rushers who are on Hall of Fame trajectories. But if you're going to trade him, Matt, I would have traded him back in March when more teams would have had more cap space and more draft choices to trade.
The Red Sox put rookie star Roman Anthony on the injured list with an oblique strain, likely out the rest of the regular season. Boston in the thick of the AL East and AL wildcard races. The NL West leading Dodgers scratched Shohei Ohtani from his mound start tonight against the Pirates because he told the team he wasn't feeling well. He'll still lead off and serve as the DH.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Progressive can help you protect your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, ATV, and RV, and more. And if something wasn't mentioned that you had in mind, find out if it can be covered at Progressive.com or 1-800-PROGRESSIVE, because it probably can be.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from downtown Baton Rouge.
Let's ride!
Hour 3, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. I'm Matt. Shut up, kid. Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
Murray,
prison.
Musso. And Mr. Toby Tom Plate. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. 5 o'clock win time. Glad you're driving home with us. And oh, by the way, it's a hump day.
It's hump day.
Evermore.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
For fast, effective relief.
Hump day.
It's delicious.
It's hump day.
It is hump day.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Saints practicing for the Cardinals.
Hump day.
Injury reports out.
It's hump day.
Jay Young's on it.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
He's got a calf.
Hump day.
We got an update.
It's hump day.
In just a minute.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Russ Mitchell in 12 minutes.
Hump day.
We'll talk college football.
It's hump day.
He's not excited about week 2.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Told me so via text earlier.
Hump day.
Curious what he'll say.
It's hump day.
We'll find out soon.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
On AFR.
Hump day.
Darren Urban was here.
It's hump day.
He covers the Cardinals.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Has for 26 years.
Hump day.
Cardinals play the Saints.
It's hump day.
He told us about them.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
You can catch it on demand.
Hump day.
Brian Kelly explained why Ashton Stamps didn't play against Clemson.
It's hump day.
We talked about it.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Taylor Calandro told you what booze to drink at your tailgate.
Hump day.
We talked about it.
It's hump day.
Tyler Shough, Rookie of the Year.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Probably not.
Hump day.
But his odds have gotten better.
It's hump day.
We talked about it.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Spencer Rattler getting benched.
Hump day.
Yeah, that's probably going to happen. Yeah, that's basically certainty. Yeah,
it's hump day.
Yeah, he's actually had the best odds. The best odds to be the first quarterback bench.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
All right, let's get cranked up here in the 5 o'clock hour. Again, Russ here a little more than 10 minutes from right now. We'll recap last weekend. We'll get Russ's thoughts. We'll look ahead to week 2 in the SEC. There's really only about a handful of games that have any significance or should be really of any interest at all in the SEC this weekend. It's an opportunity for a lot of programs that are still easing into their schedule before we get toward October, which, as I always say, is the best month on the sports calendar anywhere. But this weekend, you've got Ole Miss visiting Kentucky, so it's a conference game. You get Kansas at Missouri, that's in Como. You do have Arizona State at Mississippi State, and then the big one, Michigan, Oklahoma. You also got Vanderbilt at Virginia Tech, and don't sleep on ULM visiting Alabama. It wasn't 2007 when Nick Saban lost to the Warhawks, and this is actually a good ULM team, so don't go sleeping on it. No. Hey, Bama, don't you go losing to ULM. You don't want me doing a show from Monroe dressed up like that Warhawk. I'll go up there, and I'll ask them if they'll let me get in the Warhawk suit. I'll do a whole 3-hour show from Monroe in the Warhawk suit. Don't think I won't do it. I'm telling you right now. Bama loses to ULM. I'm doing an entire 3-hour show from Monroe in their stadium in the Warhawk suit. You doubt me? You doubt me?
No, I don't actually. I just do wonder about the audio quality with you wearing a Warhawk suit. I mean, you got to have the mascot head on the whole time.
Does their mascot have a mascot head? I don't know what their Warhawk looks like.
He has to have a mascot head. Let's see.
Would it be?
Yeah, he's got a mascot head. He's got like flying goggles on it too.
Oh, I love that.
That's good.
Like Launchpad McDuck.
I don't know what that is, but okay.
Launchpad McDuck? Come on, Muse.
Google that too.
My goodness. Oh, there he is. There's our guy. Look, Paulie, pull him up. Look at that guy.
Launchpad McQuack.
Him too. As if it would
have does look like him.
As if it would have made a difference if I said McDuck or McQuack. You wouldn't know. There he is.
The name,
There's our guy. What's his name? What's the ULM Warhawk's name?
His Ace. Ace the Warhawk.
Ace. Huh. You've done some fine detective work. Ace. Ace the Warhawk. I'm dressing up like Ace the Warhawk. I'll do an entire 3-hour show dressed up like Ace the Warhawk if they beat Alabama this weekend. Guarantee it. Book it. It's happening. All right, it's after further review. Saints put out their first injury report of week 1. The surprising name on it was Chase Young. He's got a calf injury. He's got a calf. Nick Underhill, just a bit ago, tweeted an update on Chase Young. Apparently not too serious. The update reads specifically from Nick Underhill on Twitter. Chase Young's injury isn't anything too serious, I'm told. Still getting checked and evaluated, but it's not believed to be anything drastic. So Chase Young was a limited participant in Wednesday's practice for New Orleans, getting ready for Arizona. That would be a bummer if Chase Young is unavailable. It is worth noting that just a day ago, Chase Young was a guest on the Jim Rome show. So I wouldn't imagine if he was dealing with some serious kind of injury that he'd be out doing interviews like this. But Chase Young was on the Jim Rome show, and I thought it was interesting when he talked about his decision to re-sign with the Saints, considering this was a guy who, once upon a time, was the number 2 pick in the draft, was the defensive rookie of the year. Injury limited his second and third seasons in the NFL when he was healthy. Between the Commanders and the 49ers, he had another very productive season, and then went into free agency, signed a 1-year prove-it deal with New Orleans, and this offseason signed a 3-year, $51 million extension, and really didn't test free agency. He, at least not publicly, he didn't go make visits. He signed an extension to stay in New Orleans and explain why.
Saints just felt like home, man. Just starts in the locker room with the guys. Got so good in the locker room. Locker room up to Mickey. It's everything's just a family environment in there, and that's just something I do cherish a lot.
I do love to hear that, and I'm not surprised by it, because when you have veterans like Cam Jordan and Demario Davis and Tyrann Mathieu, who just recently retired, but there was, of course, with Chase Young's first season in New Orleans was there. When you have these veterans in the locker room, and even as bad as last year was, they were a 5-win team a season ago. They were a 5-win team. The coach got fired, new coach, new staff, all that coming in. And there's very much a turnover. You're going to have a young quarterback this year who, either way, a quarterback that hasn't won a game. There's not a lot of reason to believe they're going to be a good competitive football team. There just isn't. Just objectively, there isn't a lot of there isn't a really strong argument for why New Orleans is going to be a good or competitive team. But the fact that he says it feels like home, it very much speaks to the culture in New Orleans and in the locker room. And I love that because even with a new coach, sometimes that can change. But the fact that you have a guy like Chase Young buying into that, I think that's a great sign for the foundation that you're trying to build. Now, he also, one of those veterans, of course, is Cam Jordan, and Chase Young talked about their relationship.
Yeah, Cam, real cool. Came in, always was there, willing to help in any way. Always trying to give nuggets on certain things. Even just the conversation about just talking pass rush. No matter who you are, if you get over 100, that's hard to do. So you must be doing something right. You know what I'm saying? So I'm always picking his brain about pass rush and things like that.
The opportunity to learn from a Hall of Famer is certainly something that a guy like Chase Young, who's still relatively young in his career, could benefit from. I do look at Carl Granderson on one side, Cam Jordan on the other. Of course, you have Chase Young, with Jordan probably becoming more of your rotational guy who also kicks to the interior as well. But that defensive line under Brandon Staley, I do think is going to be an interesting watch. We know Bo Davis is coaching the defensive line now, but you brought in, and in this defense, switching from a 4-3 to a 3-4, what does that mean for Chase Young? Probably more stand-up edge opportunities. I don't know that I see him as a 3-4 end. I mean, Cam Jordan, quite honestly, is more of the prototypical 3-4 end because of his size. And that might actually work well for Cam Jordan at this stage in his career. But Chase Young, I would think, you look at the edge and you turn him loose. So Brandon Staley's the new defensive coordinator. When he was the DC with the Rams back in the COVID year, they were first in the NFL in total and scoring defense. And despite the fact that the Chargers didn't have great team success while he was there, each year that Staley was there, their defense improved each of his 3 seasons in Los Angeles. So you have a very competent defensive coordinator with a new scheme and the opportunity to learn from a future Hall of Famer in Cam Jordan. And then the other piece of that, what he said, everything from the locker room to the coaches, up to Mickey, one of that is Kellen Moore, who's a guy that really, age-wise, is more like a peer of a lot of these players. But here was Chase Young on his new head coach.
We love Coach Moore, just what he's doing right now, what he's provided to us, just being that guy. He's won it. He's bringing all that. He knows how to win. And he's putting us in position and doing things with us to be in that position also. So, can't say enough about Coach Moore.
Those are the things that I love to hear, because if I'm going to reiterate something that you're going to hear me say over and over this football season, where I am not expecting the New Orleans Saints win-loss record to be very impressive at all. I just don't think there's a lot of wins on that schedule. And if that's the case, I'm okay with that because they're hitting reset. But what I want to see is culture and young guys continuing to grow and develop. And if you have a young veteran like Chase Young, talking about the veteran presence in the locker room, how much they like Kellen Moore and the culture he's building, those are all foundational things that you have to have in place that seem to be there in New Orleans. And that's a reason for excitement moving forward. Like you look at the Cardinals and Jonathan Gannon, who's in year 3. They won 4 games in year 1. Last year they were 8-9. Now they're trying to make that step up into the playoffs. Guy's 42 years old. The Saints could follow a similar path. They got to figure out quarterback. There's a lot they still have to work on with this roster. But you got to start with culture. It sounds like they have it. And that was a great thing to hear from Chase Young. All right, it's After Further Review, brought to you by Evermore. As we mentioned, drink Evermore. EVAMOR, Evermore.com, Evermore.com. Natural artesian water, a Louisiana product. Get it at great local retailers. I got my bottle with me every day here in studio. I drink it at home. I put it in my Keurig when I make my coffee. Try to purge tap water out of your life if you can. Drink a healthier option, a better option for your family, for your children, for high-performance athletes, for hydration. It's Evermore. EVAMOR. Find a local retailer near you at evermore.com. Buy it online at evermore.com. That's EVAMOR, evermore.com. All right, Russ Mitchell is next. It's a Hump Day edition of AFR presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. We're talking SEC Week 2. Don't you move. It's AFR.
AFR.
Watermark Downtown, Renaissance, Southtown. Friday, the LSU football Tigers will be moving into the Renaissance Hotel there, Renaissance Baton Rouge on Bluebonnet. Every single home game, the Friday before home games, that's where Brian Kelly and the entire LSU football program move in. They got to get away from campus with all the crazy tailgaters, so what do? they go to Renaissance Baton Rouge. Why? Plenty of rooms for the entire team and the coaches and the entire football program. You got plenty of meeting space. The grand ballroom is where they have their team dining. All the other breakout rooms where they divide them up, where they have position group meetings and film study and all that sort of stuff. It's all available at Renaissance Baton Rouge, which is a great reminder for you for whatever event you, your company, your organization may have. If you need to have a board meeting for 12 people, or you're having a fundraiser for 500 people and anything in between, Renaissance Baton Rouge can make it happen. So check them out. It's Renaissance Baton Rouge on Bluebonnet.
Today, we are shaping tomorrow.
We are researching how extreme stress impacts the immune system, from trauma victims to athletes and even astronauts.
Our work is leading the way in sepsis treatment, saving countless lives.
We're unlocking the mind with music in exciting new ways.
Our Lady of the Lake Health and LSU are improving the health of our state.
That's the impact of champions.
Imagine the impact we'll have on the future. Together, we roar.
When it comes to pipe fabrication, time is money. And at River Parish Contractors, we make every second count. Our 36,000 square foot shop is ready to take on your projects right now. With experienced welders, precise fittings, and fast turnarounds you can trust. Whether it's a single custom spool or a full-scale run, we have the capacity and the skill to keep your job on schedule. Call us or visit rpcontractors.com for your quote. That's rpcontractors.com.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is taking $22,500 off MSRP on the brand new 2025 Ram 1500 Laramie with $22,500 off MSRP with a complimentary 7-year powertrain warranty that comes with all new Bayou Automotive vehicles. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Baton Rouge's home for real rock. It's Eagle 98.1. Foo Fighters. Led Zeppelin. AC/DC. Pearl Jam. And the flagship home for LSU sports. Take us anywhere with the Eagle 98.1 app. Eagle 98.1 is the rock station.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
Men, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Tiger Country is 100.7 The Tiger. In the car on 100.7 FM or on the 100.7 The Tiger app.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com. Russ Mitchell.
Kicking the tires and lighting the fires. Russ! Literally.
Well, I'm proud of Russ. I think Russ deserves it.
It's football!
Rusty, come on up here.
Absolutely, I thought that was going to happen because it's state. It's supposed to happen.
You know, I haven't had much of a chance to talk to you man to man, Russ.
How are things out there at DBU?
I want you to stay here and take care of things, Russ.
The only way you can point up is up.
Not going in our yard, Russ. It's going in our living room.
Just like Troy.
Can't see the line, can you, Russ?
Put your foot on his throat and choke him out.
Take it, Russ.
How are things at DBU? Pretty damn good. How are you, Russ?
Kicking tires and lighting fires, baby. But, and wearing my hat very proudly today.
That's a Death Valley hat.
Yes, this is the 2019 National Championship, the real Death Valley hat.
Where's your Parish Construction and Roofing hat?
I do. I got it right here. I'll put it on the second segment right now.
Okay.
You don't pay that much, man. So right now I'm wearing I like this hat. I wear this hat every time I have to go meet with someone from Clemson. So
if you're listening, not watching, he is wearing an LSU Death Valley cap.
Yes.
And Russ never wears caps either. So it's an oddity to see him with a hat on his head.
The only two games that really are three, you got to beat Texas A&M every time. It's really important to beat USC because all my neighbors, like 3 of my 6 neighbors, all went to USC, and I was so surprised that my house hadn't been painted in Trojan colors when we got back from Vegas. So that was disappointing, really disappointing. And the other one is, for some strange reason, I got a lot of friends from Clemson, so it's beautiful. I sent everybody 2-0 signs. So keep it up.
What was your big takeaway from LSU's win in Clemson?
I got a few. Let's start off, first of all, with you were right. I mean, I was right too, but I mean, like, that team looks good, man. I mean, it really, I mean, it's a significant improvement over last year. Mansour Delane is a stud. It's a little bit of whiffs of the honey badger in there. I mean, that kid is a stud. And I really was impressed with Joe Sloan. I thought the offense, the commitment to running the ball, and, the offense itself felt really creative, a lot of movement, and not just movement for movement's sake, purposeful movement. I was very impressed with how he called the game. The defense looked so angry, and it was beautiful. I love that kind of anger. And Perkins looked like Perkins. We finally found Perkins. And I mean, I haven't felt this way about LSU's defense since 2019. And I know it's only 1 week. It's a small sample size. But, the 2019 defense, like, you looked at this game, and I've watched this game 4 times now. So, this game, this defense, the whole time I was thinking to myself, this defense could win a game that they could hold the opponent to 10 points, which they did.
Yeah.
I didn't feel that way about the 2019 defense. And I don't know if that was because the 2019 defense had Joe and Jamar and Chase and Jefferson, and they didn't have to.
Yeah, they didn't need to.
But this, and the last thing is Nussmeier. Boy, that kid was really efficient, great execution. I don't think he made a single mistake. I mean, a serious mistake. I never thought the ball was in jeopardy. I was very, very impressed with him. You pair him and Sloan calling those plays with that defense. Can we just jump right to December, man?
No, we're going to enjoy this ride, man.
I don't know. I mean, we're not even going to talk about La Tech in the next segment. I don't care. I mean, I want to watch this team play Clemson and Georgia and Ohio State and, Texas. I want to watch this team play the best teams.
Well, you get the Gators in 2 weeks, and I know you're going to be hyped for that one.
Yeah, but that's a different kind of hype.
I know, but you don't want to skip it. You don't want to skip that. You never want to skip that.
I was very impressed with Xavier Thomas. That kid's going to, he could play every position this year. He might punt. He was out on the field doing everything. So I think he's going to have a very exciting 2025.
Yeah. The Tigers win. As much elation as went along with that, I might have only been nearly matched by the elation of watching Alabama get their ass kicked by Florida State. How much trouble are they in? By the way, real quick, I would like to remind everyone of what you said about Tommy Castellanos a week ago.
This kid can't throw to save his life. He can run really well, but he's average. Don't listen to anybody who tells you this kid's any good. He can't throw to save his life.
So that was you a week ago, crushing Tommy Castellanos, in fairness, he really didn't throw it very well. He just
put 11 guys on the line of scrimmage and say, we'll leave this guy wide open if you can hit him. That's literally how I would play Florida State. That was so much fun to watch that game. I will say in England, in English soccer, they have a term that they use called ordinary. And in the world of soccer, right, 8 billion people around the world play soccer. If you're good enough to make it to England to play soccer in the English Premier League, you're good. And if somebody calls you ordinary in reference to your performance, it's like one of the biggest insults you can give someone. Alabama looked ordinary, man. They looked ordinary. Shockingly ordinary. And we talked about last week that Saban teams, historically, if they found an offense like this, they were so disciplined they would smother an offense like Florida State has. And Florida State ran circles around Alabama. Shocking.
Do you think it's salvageable?
Salvageable by normal team standards? Yeah, I think they'll win 8 games.
Let me ask a different question. Do you think Alabama is a college football playoff team?
No, not well. Let me answer it 2 ways. The team that played against Florida State is definitely not a playoff team, and this team itself, because I think they'll get a little bit better. There's room to improve. It's the first game of the season. They're embarrassed. I think they'll get better. They're not a playoff team. Where's the energy? No discipline. Shocking that that Calandro already has 4 losses where his team was favored by double digits, and Saban coached there for how many years? 17?
17, yeah.
And he had 1 game where he was a double-digit favorite and he lost.
It was his first year against ULM.
And DeBoer's already has 4.
Yeah. By the way, I don't know who possibly could have seen this coming, the erosion of Alabama's dynasty, Russ. Who could have possibly seen that coming? I don't know. I don't know. Who possibly? I don't know. I mean, who possibly could have maybe done a happy dance the second he read on air, talking to you, by the way, that Nick Saban was retiring? Because this was always an inevitability, man. It was the day.
I was trying to keep it professional, and you interrupted me and said, "Don't, just let me go."
Yes.
And I was like, "Okay."
It's like, just stop talking. There's nothing else to do here. This is the most obvious thing in the world. It's why I've run my mouth for a year and a half, because it didn't matter who sat in that chair. It was an impossible standard, and they were going to fall painfully short, and the melt from the Gumps was going to be hilarious, and it has, and it is. And I'm going to continue to make fun of them every chance I get. Russ, if they lose to ULM this week, I'm going to Monroe. I'm doing my show I'm doing my show at the entire 3-hour show at the ULM football field wearing their Warhawk outfit. I swear to God I am.
If they lose to ULM,
God, I hope
this
so.
weekend. The last time I made a statement like this, I had to shave off all my hair. Remember?
Okay. No, I don't remember. What happened?
It was when I said they'll never fire Petrino because they have $350 million worth of construction debt and loans, and it's the poor business decision, and they fired him, and they've never come back from that. If they lose to ULM, I'll fly out and we'll do the show from Monroe on Wednesday.
Let's go. All right. Well, you got to dress up like the Warhawk then too. Both
okay, fine.
We're dressed up like Warhawks. It's a bet. Clip it.
Okay.
Clip it. Tag.
Holy cow! I can't believe I just
clip it. Tag ULM football and make sure they're aware. Because I'm guessing they'll welcome us. I don't know why they wouldn't. But if not, I'll find a restaurant or bar or something like that in Monroe, and I'll go head to toe ULM gear if they won't let me wear the Warhawk suit. But that's my goal. If ULM wins, I'm wearing the Warhawk suit. I want to do a show from midfield to their stadium next week in Monroe. That's what I want to do.
Deal.
Let's make that happen. All right, it's after further review. All right, let me stay on time. I'm going to break. We'll come back. There's a couple of things we'll touch on, and we'll look ahead to this week at a couple of them. Russ Mitchell is with us. We'll knock out a quick break. Stay here. It's AFR presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness.
AFR.
Clegg's Nursery's got 4 locations in the greater Baton Rouge area. No matter where you are in greater Baton Rouge, Clegg's is near you. Siegen near Airline, LA 16 in Denham. If you live in Denham, you know where that one is. It's not a garden center within a 5-mile radius of that. When you get off at the Denham exit. If you're heading east, you get off at the Denham exit. You go left, go about 5 miles. I mean, you'll see it on the left. You know where it is. It's awesome. Mid-City on Don Moore. You turn off of Florida onto Don Moore. It's right there on the right, like if you're going on the way to the Texas Club. And then the Garden Center in Greenwell Springs. Paulie passes that one every day when he comes from Central. If you're leaving Central, like you pass you're in Greenwell Springs, you pass the Welcome to Central sign, it's immediately on the right. It's gigantic. That's the one Terrio talks about. It's ginormous. They've got everything you need. By the way, deer hunters, buck busters, mow bucks, rice bran, deer corn, they got it all over at Clegg's. And they got all of your fall bedding plants, your Johnny Naylor seeds for your all vegetable gardens. It's time, y'all. Get in those gardens. Buy local. Shop local. Tell them Matt sent you to Clegg's Nursery.
Businesses like yours are the soul of our community. You deserve someone who'll deliver the internet services you deserve. That's why local businesses rely on Rev Business. 90 years of building connections. Visit us at letsrev.biz.
I'm Gabrielle McLeod on behalf of the Louisiana Propane Dealers. I have spent hundreds of hours preparing for scholarship competitions. That preparation paid off when I won the Fitness and Talent Awards along with the title of Miss Louisiana. The Louisiana Propane Dealers are also pretty talented and want you to be prepared for when the power goes out. Visit LouisianaPropane.com to find out about propane generators and other safety tips. Louisiana Propane, it truly is the fuel for our future.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
We typically think of stress as being bad for us. At Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, we are researching how certain types of stress, such as exercise, can be good for our immune health. By studying people under extreme stress, such as athletes, astronauts, service members, and first responders, we're learning how to improve the immune health of everyone. That's the power of research. That's the impact of champions. Together, we roar.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar, but instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Continuing with Russ Mitchell, always love telling you about Relief Windows and reliefwindows.com, windows door siding. Oh, yeah, they do shutters as well. Brandon, Holly, and the gang. They do beautiful work. You want to make your home more energy efficient, beautify the exterior of your home, save money on your energy bills by reducing or eliminating those costly air leaks. You want Relief Windows, where they offer a true lifetime transferable warranty. A lot of businesses can say they offer a 20-year warranty, a lifetime warranty. Have they even been around long enough to back that up? Relief Windows has. Reliefwindows.com. Reliefwindows.com. Windows door siding. They do shutters as well. Relief Windows and reliefwindows.com. Okay, Russ. Texas, Ohio State. If I asked you one big takeaway from Saturday's game at the Shough, what would it be?
We talked about it last week that Texas struggled all of last year scoring in the red zone. And they went 0-2. So they're going to have to figure that out. I wasn't worried about Arch's errors. You know, he's just starting. So, and he was on the road against the national champions playing in that environment. Oh, and by the way, they were driving for a chance to go to overtime. So they have a great defense, but they got to figure out how to score in the red zone.
Or they don't gotta, which I'd be good with that too. I'd be good with Texas being really crappy and losing a whole bunch. That's perfect for me. Okay, what about the games that nobody watched? Right, there were a handful of really good games that we all watched, and then there was this slew of garbage that nobody watched, but you probably watched them all 3 times. So what's something we all should know from the games last weekend that nobody watched?
Not 3 times. I only watched the Florida game once.
You weren't interested in Florida against Long Island?
I watched the Texas A&M game twice, but I only watched the Florida Long Island. Look, you know what? The 2 things. I'm going to say 2 things. The first is, I'm sorry. Like, these teams are so bad, you can't take anything from it, really. Like, you're going to tell me Florida's defense is great because they held LIU to only 2 first downs? Stop.
Okay.
And I was impressed with Taylon Green at Arkansas. He just looked. I know they were playing Alabama A&M, but I was just really, really, really impressed with how he played. So keep an eye on that.
They were playing a swag school, bro.
Everybody did what they were supposed to do.
Okay.
Like, or for the most part, I thought we'll talk about Kentucky when we get to this week, but I thought for the most part, everybody did what I was looking for them to do.
Okay, well, hit on Kentucky because this is a conference game, by the way. Kentucky and Ole Miss play this weekend in the first SEC game of the schedule. Look, this was the game a week ago. Actually, a week ago, excuse me. I mean, this was a game a year ago that really, truly is the one that cost Ole Miss a shot at the playoff. I mean, Kentucky's only league win was in Oxford. Can they do it again? What'd you see?
You know, no. I like Ole Miss in this game, and you know, it's not just Austin Simmons who was sharp in the performance last week. You know, and the offense led the country. What was it? 695 yards of total offense. It's the fact that Kentucky, you know, Calzada really struggled in this game. Only 85 yards. He had an interception. He took a really bad safety that was his responsibility. He read the pressure incorrectly on an RPO. So if I'm Pete Golding, I better be in Zach Calzada's lunch pail, man. I'm going to be in this kid's head. He's going to have nightmares about me 40 years from now if I'm Pete Golding. So I like Ole Miss getting into Calzada's head this weekend.
You know, that line is only 9.5. I mean, 9.5 is big by NFL standards, but for as bad as we're all expecting Kentucky to be, that's not outrageous. So it's interesting.
Remember that Kentucky's offensive line was part of the huge problem they had last year. They've really retooled that. The big blue wall they're talking about. They ran for 221 rushing yards, but it was because they were playing such a weak opponent. I think Ole Miss is going to be on top of this. I have faith in Golding, and I have no faith in Calzada.
What about from UK to KU? What about Kansas at Mizzou? This is in Columbia.
The border war.
Yeah.
We haven't had a border war since Missouri jumped into the SEC back in
Is this really the first one since 12?
First one since 12. Wow. The last one was 2011.
Okay.
And by the way, just so you know, and I will forgive everybody if they're not experts on the border wall, but it's like tied 56-55. Like they're like these teams. This is a good game to watch, right? It's like the Holy War, Utah versus BYU. Kansas, if you watch that Fresno State game at the beginning of the season when they opened up the revised stadium, Kansas Daniels looks good and the defense looks aggressive. obviously Missouri's going to be a step up, but I'm really looking forward to this game. Missouri looked good over the weekend as well. So if you're watching this game, the border war, I've watched the Kansas games, both of them, and I don't like how they carry the ball. They carry the ball very loosely, and I know I sound like an old man, but like they don't. There's something about the way that they carry the ball. Like I'm watching it, and it just makes me uncomfortable. Sort of like when you just get that spidey sense tingling, and you're like. So I think they'll probably have some turnovers, and that'll be the difference in the game. And I like Missouri.
He's on Twitter at Russ Mitchell CFB. I want to quickly get a thought on the two other big games because I want to make sure we have a good amount of time to talk Michigan, Oklahoma. Arizona State at Mississippi State. This is number 12 Arizona State. It's a 6:30 game on ESPN2, 6:30 Central on ESPN2. Arizona State is about a touchdown, 6.5, about a touchdown road favorite in this game. What did you see from State week one that might make you think they can keep this one close?
I saw nothing. So, I think I actually would be, I would be really, and I love State, but, I would be really heavy on Arizona State in this game.
Okay.
I do think that Mississippi State has done a really good, because you can't say State for this game. I think Mississippi State's done a good job. We saw in the one game against Southern Miss, which was a fun game to watch, by the way. They hate each other. That was a fun game to watch. But they've rebuilt their offensive line. State has and they bulldozed Southern Miss. Fluff Bothwell got a lot of yards, but Arizona State's really good, y'all. I'm telling you, they're going to come down there, and I expect them to win handily. I'd lay 13 on Arizona State in that game.
Vandy upset Virginia Tech a year ago. Virginia Tech's at home, 1.5 favorite. This is on the ACC network, so no one's going to be able to see it. But I guess you could stream it. So Vandy looking to move to 2-0 in Blacksburg.
Yeah.
Can they do it?
Yeah, this was an important game for Vandy last year. Recall?
Yes.
You and I mentioned it.
Weren't we watching this in Las Vegas?
Yeah.
You and I were sitting at a sports bar in Las Vegas watching this game.
This is when Diego Pavia said, "Hey, I'm good," and and not only am I good, I'm really good in the red zone. And he was really good in the red zone last week, completing 20 of 25 passes for 275 yards, 3 touchdowns. Great in the red zone again. Virginia Tech, meanwhile, really struggled offensively last week against South Carolina. 2 interceptions, red zone mishaps. They had a punt formation error, which led to a score. So I like Vanderbilt in this game. If you're Vanderbilt, if you're watching this game, which as you pointed out is going to be hard to watch because it's on the ACC network, but if you're watching this game, it's all in the trenches. Vanderbilt's offensive line has to be able to stop the defensive line from Va Tech. That's their strength. You got to stop Copeland. He's a monster. You saw that. He kept South Carolina bottled up. It was 10-8 going into the fourth quarter. By the way, South Carolina, if you can hear me, you got to score a few more points than that, man. You're not gonna survive very long with that schedule in the SEC, scoring 10 points heading into the fourth quarter against Va Tech. So I like Vandy.
Russ Mitchell is with us. All right, the big one is Oklahoma, Michigan. 2 brand name marquee programs, but 2 brand new quarterbacks, and John McTeer and Bryce Underwood. We're going to find out a lot about both these teams on Saturday. Looking forward to this one. What are you watching in that game? What matchup?
I thought John McTeer is a lot of fun to watch, man. That was a fun game, 30 of 37, nearly 400 yards last week. Again, an overmatched opponent. But that was an OU record for passing yards in a debut by a quarterback. So exciting. I will, again, point out that Michigan's got a different brand of athlete coming down to play. But Michigan's defense looked really suspect against New Mexico. New Mexico at home. Now they got to go on the road and play OU. If that same defense shows up and plays against Mateer and Arbuckle's offense, I think OU's going to smoke them.
Okay. Night game in Norman should be a really good environment as well.
If you'd asked me about this last week when we were talking, before these guys came out and played, before Michigan played New Mexico, and before Oklahoma had their first game, I would have thought it would have been a little closer, but I was not impressed with Michigan's defense at all at home against New Mexico. I like Oklahoma to win this game under the lights.
Okay. Illinois State and New Mexico, you mentioned, 2 blowout wins for Oklahoma and Michigan. We'll find out plenty more about them when they tangle this weekend in Norman. Unfortunately, it'll be taking place at the same time LSU's playing Louisiana Tech, so we kind of have to keep one eye on both on Saturday night. All right, he's Russ Mitchell on Twitter, at Russ Mitchell CFB. And hopefully next week he's joining me in Monroe, Louisiana, dressed up like Warhawks. That'd be so good. God bless. Let this happen.
That would be awesome.
Let this happen. Dear God, let this happen for nothing else, just for this. Not even just to laugh at Alabama fans, just so you and I can dress up like Warhawks and do the show in Monroe.
That would be so stupid.
318, we're coming. 318. Do your worst, Warhawks. Give me the Warhawks fight song, Muse. I want that the rest of this week as well. All right, Russ, we appreciate it. Thank you.
Later.
See ya. It's After Further Review. Otterlocks to wrap up next.
AFR.
Buying or selling commercial or residential. Think real estate. Think Darren James. James. Why? Wall Street Journal's listed the top 1% of realtors in America, and he boasts the Guaranteed Sales Program. It's easy. It works like this. Call Darren. List your home. He'll sit down with you. You'll agree to a price and a deadline. If Darren doesn't sell your house at that price by that deadline, he'll have your home bought with cash, or he'll sell it absolutely free. What do you have to lose? Nothing. So call Darren James and get your home sold. 335-7666, 335-7666, 335-7666, or agent225.com, where in less than 30 seconds, you can have your home appraised. Go to the homepage, hit the home value tab, type in your address, bada bing, bada bang, bada boom. There it is, agent225.com.
Think real estate, think Darren James.
104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and First American Bank and Trust bring you the Heart of the Game Award, recognizing student athletes who deliver when it counts. Nominate your game day standout at 1045ESPN.com by the 21st. We'll choose 5 male and 5 female finalists, and then it's up to the fans to vote for the winners. Each winner gets a $250 gift card, a custom award, and the spotlight they've earned. Presented by First American Bank and Trust, a banking tradition since 1910.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Parish Construction and Roofing.
This is Coach Kim Mulkey. Go to parishbuilt.com for all of your roofing needs.
From your hometown, parishbuilt.com.
Hi, this is Beth Tarina. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here, we eat out here, we watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient, and you will have your pool in no time.
Today, we are shaping tomorrow.
We are researching how extreme stress impacts the immune system, from trauma victims to athletes and even astronauts.
Our work is leading the way in sepsis treatment, saving countless lives.
We're unlocking the mind with music in exciting new ways.
Our Lady of the Lake Health and LSU are improving the health of our state.
That's the impact of champions.
Imagine the impact we'll have on the future. Together, we roar.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Auctioner.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Down the stretch we come. Final segment here on a Hump Day edition of AFR, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Lowest prices, never any contracts. Visit yourgoodwood.com, yourgoodwood.com. One thing left to do. Let's find out what we're betting on tonight. It's time for Otterlocks.
Otterlocks.
All right, time to win some money.
Presented by Total Maintenance AC Repair. Same-day service means you will never sleep hot. 480-1000. We are Total Maintenance.
I think it's safe to say that I won the bet.
Otter, how are you?
Doing great, Matt. How about you, buddy?
Doing awesome. Got to get back on track after a 1-2 night last night in Major League Baseball. Got the NFL tomorrow.
The Dodgers they scored a bunch of runs. They couldn't shut down the Pirates last night, man. Yeah. So let's start off with Milwaukee and Philadelphia. So, Milwaukee, best team in all of baseball at home. A short price here with Quintana and Nola on the hill. So Aaron Nola puts a lot on his shoulders right now after Wheeler has been lost for the rest of the season. But still trying to work himself back into form. I think it's a very cheap price. Ticket the Brewers minus 113 at home. Going to go with Kansas City and the Angels in Kansas City minus one. We don't want to lay the big juice, but we'll lay 125. So laying a run that's available at Bet Rivers and DraftKings. So minus 125. And then we're going to lay some runs on the road at Coors Field. San Francisco, the Giants, minus 1.5, minus 143. They won by multiple runs last night, hoping that they can do it again.
All right, so we're on the run line. So we're 1.5. That I'm looking at the line right now. So minus $1.32, as a matter of fact, right now.
Okay.
So a little bit better price. Okay, so 3 plays from the Otter. The Brewers on the money line. Royals minus 1. It's minus $1.25. And then the Giants on the run line. Minus 1.5. It's minus, what did I say? It was 132. 132 right now.
I'll throw one in there, too.
Yeah,
Randy McKay was on. You know, he's one of our best contributors on Football Sunday. He's featured on Capper's Recap, but he also communicates and passes along some of their late moves that they play that's been pretty popular. I asked him what his best win-loss was today for the NFL. Bears under. So Bears under.
Okay.
So, they've got the NFC North is very tough, and they play the AFC North and the NFC East. So they've got a tough schedule. They'll be improved. They have to, but man, it's just too much, and I'm on them with them. So we're going under 8.5 on the Bears.
Okay, so Bears under 8.5. And Football Sunday returns this week.
Yes.
Are y'all in Baton Rouge?
Yes, the Queen on the odd-numbered Sundays. This will be the first Sunday. So they were at the Queen and Caesars Sportsbook in New Orleans on second and fourth Sunday.
Okay, awesome.
Yes.
So New Orleans and Baton Rouge alternating weekends for Football Sunday. If you're not familiar, Sundays 10 to noon on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. And if you're not in Baton Rouge, you can stream it on our app, on our website, on your smart device, all that sort of stuff. Highly recommend if you bet on Sundays to listen to Football Sunday. Highly recommend that if you bet, it's basically professional bettors and sharps and handicappers and odds makers giving you their best bets for the weekend, and they win a lot. So what was? Do we know the record? Do you remember the record overall from last year?
Oh, I don't know. We're putting out, between 15 and 18 picks combined for the show, and close to 40 or 50 games over 500.
They
1 minute remaining.
Back-to-back years.
You got to be.
You said it,
yes.
not me. You said it.
No, I know.
not
I'm
me.
saying it. You've got to be consistent, and we will have the bets, all of them posted at LouisianaSports.net as well. But highly recommend, if you wager on football on Sundays, you listen to Jimmy Ott's Football Sunday, and particularly the 11 a.m. hour. All right, Otter. Tomorrow, where are you?
Words, sir. We're at the original walk-ons. It is game week,
awesome.
So. Yes, indeed. We're excited. It's 3 straight weeks. We're at the original walk-ons. Just making sure Dustin's got everything lined up. We knew he's new at this, so him and Nando over there.
Give Dustin and the boys our best. We appreciate it. Thank you, Otter.
All right, good luck.
All right, man. We'll see you. That's Jimmy Ott. Again, 3 plays, and then Randy McKay likes the Bears under 8.5. Again, Muse, am I lying here on Football Sunday? Am I lying?
You ain't lying. If you lying, you dying.
You just got to be consistent with it, and you will make money. Okay. We're getting out of here. Muse, Paulie, thanks. You'll have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow at 3.
After further review.
Thinking of buying land? Your first call should be to First South Farm Credit, firstsouthland.com, firstsouthland.com. You've heard so many of those testimonials over the year. Ben McDonald, the first pick in the Major League Baseball draft. Ben McDonald, when he bought his hunting property, he financed through First South Farm Credit. David DeLucci, you've heard him as well, former big leaguer. When he bought his hunting property, financed through First South Farm Credit. You want that hunting property? You're tired of sharing a lease? You want your own hunting property? Your first call should be to First South Farm Credit. First South Farm Credit. Of course, they've been first in agriculture for more than 100 years, but basically every farmer in the state already knows about First South Farm Credit. Maybe you want that acreage to build your family's dream home. Maybe you live in New Orleans, you want to move to the North Shore, you want to buy that property in Tangipahoa, work in the city, live in the country. You can do it, and First South Farm Credit can help. Start here, firstsouthland.com.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. And when you're cooking with clean, affordable propane, you're cooking with gas. In the wintertime, nothing heats a home like Louisiana Propane. And when you need hot water, propane's got you covered. Oh, and you won't regret that propane generator when the power goes out. I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and to find more information and to find a propane dealer near you, visit louisianapropane.com.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
At Sunshine, we know what you see when you look at your land. Where others may see dirt, you see the foundation you've built your life on. It's hallowed ground. It's past, present, and future. We're proud to provide quality John Deere equipment to help you maintain the land you love. Check out our current promotions and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
River Parish Contractors has immediate openings for structural steel shop fabricators. Call or text Big Jake today at 318-547-1000 or go to rpcontractors.com and click on employment. River Parish Contractors. Let's get building.
Tiger Country is 100.7 The Tiger. In the car on 100.7 FM or on the 100.7 The Tiger app. 90s country and beyond. 100.7 The Tiger.